Muletown at Eastern Houston.
Good evening and welcome down to WDiMT Muletown. As always, this is your captain speaking. So we're on some technical difficulties here with some audio things here on my end, so just bear with me, folks. Biggest thing I want to cover right off the bat, obviously, is the reason for the stream. We are covered under the recently issued severe thunderstorm watch. Now it was expanded into our area to include our little slice of Middle Tennessee. Getting the graphic pulled on that right now, so again, just bear with me, y'all, for just a minute. As always, got questions, comments, concerns, all that fun stuff, throw those in the chat and I'll get to them as we go. And as I'm talking right now, too, just within the last minute, flash flood warning issued for Williamson, Rutherford, and portions. What is that? Man, I'm having a brain fart. Yeah, green box right there. So, let's get everything loaded up here. Where is the new watch graphic? Don't think they've posted the updated one yet. So basically, as indicated up there by the top left of our screen, the light Pepto-Bismol color there is the severe thunderstorm watch. You can see it. Turn the radar off real quick. You see it right there. Pretty much most of the mid-state area under that watch at the moment. Leading edge is still up around Nashville, but as you can see, lots and lots of lightning with this, showing some possible hail signatures as well. And we already do have some confirmed reports up around the state line area between Kentucky, Tennessee, of some urban flooding going on and some wind damage reports as well. So get the ground truth off of that. This system is producing pretty widespread wind damage from the look of things. So waiting and watching to see kind of how it progresses as it enters our area. So yep, I don't see the new graphics, so we'll just have to run off that for the moment. Usually takes them a couple minutes to get it updated if they don't put us in the initial one, and they didn't this time. So kind of had a feeling, for those of you all that asked, that it would end up getting extended for us, and looks like it was a pretty good guess. So still remains to be seen, because I know that's come up in several questions as well. If I think it'll hold together right now, I mean, that's the $1 million question. So your guess is about as good as mine so far. It's holding together, so we'll kind of operate off that assumption for the moment and just go from there. So let me get into the chat real quick while I'm here working. Okay. I think I've covered most of that, yeah, in the intro there. Taylor, if that didn't answer your question, let me know. It may weaken before it gets here, may not. It's one of those things we're just going to have to watch it as it gets closer. And for all my Facebook people, we are always simulcasting the stream on YouTube as well. For all my YouTube people, same thing goes for Facebook there. Video quality is a little bit better, I think. Actually, a lot better on YouTube, and you can put us on your smart TV or whichever device you want. So that's got another added benefit there. So biggest thing there, obviously scrolling at the bottom, severe thunderstorm watch foremost everybody in Middle Tennessee. Still keeping an eye on the warnings here. Worst part of it looks like it's making its way into the southern Davidson County area at the moment. Brentwood coming up, Smyrna, Nolensville, Fairview, Franklin coming up for you as well. Put this in motion so you all can kind of see which direction it's moving. Speed this up because I've got it set slower. There we go. Get a better idea there while I'm in the background here thinking and typing. So yeah, if you're in the path of this and you're driving, I would definitely figure out something to do or some other plans for the moment, because I would not want to be driving in this. I see a couple people popping up in the chats that they are out driving or in the process of leaving Nashville or something like that. Definitely keep that in mind. It's moving at a fairly quick clip, but not just too crazy. South 55 miles an hour, so it's pretty much highway speeds, folks. So keep an eye on that. If it starts to get too gnarly, definitely find a safe spot and pull over or get off the roadway some way, shape, form, or fashion. Definitely don't want to pull over on the side of the interstate or anything like that. All right. But yeah, that is the leading edge of it at the moment. As you see again, severe thunderstorm warnings here represented by the orange polygons. The orange polygon with the black border here is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning, so a little bit worse there on the eastern end of that. But for right now, we're still kind of in a watch and see holding pattern just to see what it's going to do as it gets south of I-40. As we discussed earlier, the atmosphere is not near as conducive for the severe or supportive for it down here from the look of things. And that seems to be tracking with what NWS and Storm Prediction Center are seeing as well. So some good news for us there. Just depends on how well this thing holds together and how much it holds its punch as to what specific impacts we'll see. Let me pull up some of the recent things that we posted on the page, kind of make sure everybody's on the same page there. Recently posted Mexico discussion illustrating the corridor of damaging wind risk as it extends into Middle Tennessee as we go throughout this. I'll get that on screen here 1 second. All right. So again, this is what I just posted just a minute ago. So damaging wind threat. Again, mainly more along the eastern side of the line there, because you can see Columbia there in the center. Again, if you don't know where you live on a map, this is the reason why, because they're not all labeled. Sorry. But winds in excess 55, 70 miles an hour, pretty easily forecasted there. It's looking like, just from based on the ground truth reports that we've seen from it so far, that there is some wind damage up around the Kentucky-Tennessee line north of Nashville there. Hopefully, again, that doesn't pan out to be the case as it comes further south, but it could be. So that's why we're live. That's why we'll be keeping an eye on things. We do have that watch in effect. Let me get the time on that. Right. So yeah, it runs through midnight. So the counties added in that last expansion. So it looks like about 20 minutes ago. Bedford, Coffee, Giles, Grundy, Lawrence, Lewis, Marshall, Murray, Van Buren, Warren, and Wayne. So pretty much all of our surrounding counties covered there under that watch. Again, kind of illustrated there by the Pepto-Bismol pink color. And we'll be keeping an eye on that as long as the watch is in effect. That's usually our trigger point for our live streams here. If we were covered under a watch and I'm at all able to, we will go live, even if it's just to put the radar image up there on a loop for you with the NOAA radio audio in the background. So other than that, like I said, questions, comments, concerns from the chat, I'll try to get to them because we do have a bit of time before this actually gets here. So that will be at least a good benefit to have at the moment. Specific cities and places, y'all. I don't say those in the stream for a reason. I might say Murray County. I may say south of I-40 because there are lots of cities and places in Murray County. That's why I do it. I promise I'm not ignoring you. So if I'm talking about Murray County, assume that Mount Pleasant, Culleoka, Spring Hill, Columbia, all those other places that are in Murray County also qualify. So that is the downside of trying to do all of this. I can't get to everybody's questions, and that's why I try to speak as generally as I can. See a tornado warning pop up there. Looks like Dixon County. So, yep, fresh tornado warning there for our folks in Dixon County. Looks like that part of the cell is going to be near Van Leer, crossing Highway 49 at the moment. Take a look at it just again, since we're right here at it. Go side by side. See here where the reds and greens are meeting. This little inflow notch right here shows the storm, gives us signs that it's rotating. It's a little bit more of a hot spot right there, and it's more concerning once you get those brighter colors and those reds and greens are nearest to each other right there. So again, still a little bit off from Murray County, but we're just kind of keeping an eye on things across the whole entire line while we wait. So, yep, Mount Pleasant's covered under the severe thunderstorm watch, as is Culleoka, for those of y'all that are asking. Waynesboro, Tennessee, you are covered as well in Wayne County. All right. Yep, y'all asking specific locations, y'all, and I'm saying that's what I'm saying. I can't do every specific location. Nicole, always a chance it'll miss us. I wouldn't so much say miss us as I would say could fizzle out, or we could catch one of the breaks in the line as it comes through. So it's all going to depend if it still kind of can keep this congealed shape to it as well, or if it ends up looking more like what we've got off here to the west with little breaks and gaps in between it. That would help us out, obviously, if we can catch one of those gaps, but right now it's still just entirely too early to say with any kind of degree of certainty. Going to have to watch this one in and see how it behaves once it gets into our local atmospheric conditions, because again, things aren't looking near as impressive as far as south of I-40 goes. And we are south of I-40. This is one of those things. We tell y'all to familiarize yourself with landmarks, streets, roads, places, other counties that are upstream, downstream, whichever from you, so you know when we're talking about you. Pull the latest model run here in a second for y'all. Still looking like probably between 11 and 12 p.m. on the arrival, and then probably clearing out by 2 to 4 a.m. So it is moving a little bit back as far as the clear time goes, but everything else still holding pretty much the same as far as the time frame goes. Yep, definitely not a scared situation, Brooke. This is all pretty much low end as far as it goes, other than the wind. And again, straight wind can be just as bad or just as strong as tornadoes in some cases, but right now it's still a bit far off as far as distance goes, so we'll be watching it as it comes on through. Yeah, main concerns throughout Middle Tennessee, so pretty much throughout the whole entire area here is going to be the damaging winds. Still looking at a bigger tornado threat if you're north of I-40. So again, for reference, this is I-40. So north of I-40, Nashville, Clarksville, Gallatin, up towards the Kentucky state line area, south of I-40, Franklin, Brentwood, Spring Hill, Columbia, our area of southern Middle Tennessee. Jeremiah, yeah, there are different severe thunderstorm warning styles. They go in the 3 different categories we've got. So base severe thunderstorm warning, considerable severe thunderstorm warning there with the thinner black outline. Then we don't have it on the screen at the moment, but there is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning as well. And that's kind of that level 3 out of 3 of don't want to be in the middle of that. All right. All right, so the bright green boxes are severe or are flash flood warnings. Again, everything else is listed up here on the scale as far as that goes. Red tornado warnings, the orangey yellow color severe thunderstorm warnings at the moment. So, yeah, section of that tornado warned storm, yeah, pretty much directly over Van Leer right now in Dixon County. So that's still a bit off, but trying to keep an eye on it for our folks up that way. Don't have as many as we do down here, but still got some folks kind of scattered throughout Middle Tennessee. So, all right. Yeah, so pretty much if your county is purple right now, you're under the severe thunderstorm watch, and that literally sounds or means exactly what it sounds like. You should watch out for severe thunderstorm warnings or severe thunderstorms. If a warning is issued, that means it's actually happening right now, indicated on radar, or somebody sees it. So with those, again, that's when you need to take action. So watch means literally watch out, be ready. Warning means it's happening right now, and you should do something about it. All right, I'm going to get the latest HRRR model pulled up for y'all as well, too. And I don't want y'all to confuse, because I've had a lot of people refer to like models as radar tonight, and I don't want y'all to get that confused. So radar is what's actually happening right now on the live of things. Models are exactly that. It's just a supercomputer modeling of what it thinks will happen based on the latest set of atmospheric conditions that get fed into it by the people that are running it. So HRRR model that I use a lot. Old head folks will know which one it is. I use it a lot. It's updated every hour, so it tends to be a little bit more accurate, and it's literally what it stands for is high resolution rapid refresh model. So I want y'all to know the difference between that. So the model is what it thinks will happen versus what is actually happening or indicated on the radar or reported by storm spotters. Have a look at this. All right. I'm just keeping an eye on that Dixon storm cell because of the radar algorithm. When you see this little inverted triangle here, it's picking up a weak rotation signature there, so it's not as strong as, say, when it turns yellow or red. Those are very bad. But keeping an eye on that, and you can see, again, with all of these cells, lots and lots and lots of lightning with most of these. So throw that back in motion for y'all again while I'm still just kind of here working on things in the background. Right. Alan, no, there's no confirmation on the Dixon County tornado warning. So if there was confirmation of that, our red tornado warning up here would turn to that fuchsia purpley color if it was actually confirmed. And I don't see enough here on the radar to make me think that it is confirmed. I'm looking at correlation coefficient here. It's another radar product that measures how similarly all of the things floating around in the air are. So the red color means it's closer to 100%. When you see it drop out to the lower colors, it's less similar, and that's where we would begin to see things like tornado debris or things being lofted into the air. Rotation algorithm does show a decent spike right here. So right around, what's that, Highway State 235, 49, just south of Van Leer at the moment in Dixon County is where all of that is showing up. So overall, tornado threat is pretty low, but you'll never hear me say it's zero. So the thing that may be helping the Dixon County folks out at the moment is our inflow notch here, where the storm's actually sucking in air, is starting to get choked off by this other part of the cell that's impinging on it. So that should hopefully help out there a little bit, but it is showing a decent spike there in the rotation algorithm, enough to produce the tornado vortex signature there in the green. So again, that's just my radar and the algorithms that I've got built into it saying, hey, this might be a little something. Nothing confirmed at all at the moment. So I've got the latest HRRR loop ready to go for you all here. So I did an 18-hour run on this, so let that play just a second. Again, timestamps up there in the top left, so 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m. See, still holding about that same time frame, picking up some pretty heavy returns coming through, and the radar indicated by the reds and the green, or the reds and the pinks, purples there, but not pulling much of an updraft signature on these. So that is good news as far as that goes. So let that roll one more time. Actually, let's go and restart it because it's not really much of a point of letting it play all the way out. So there's 9, 10 p.m., still holding around 10, 11 midnight or so, probably closer to 11 midnight, and then possibly not clearing there until around 3 or 4 a.m. If that goes down how model thinks it will. So pull back out to the full view here, throw it in motion for you. I know it's difficult to see with all the lightning there, but that's just the nature of the beast with some of these storms that we're seeing here recently with the really high humidity and the high level of instability in the atmosphere. Makes for a lot of good lightning, but overall we do lack a lot of the wind shear that we would need to have more of a sustained tornado threat, and not seeing that so far as we go. Obviously, we still do have that warning over there in Dixon County, but we're keeping a close eye on it. But overall, tornado threat is fairly low, mainly above I-40 there is with the tornado threat. So north of I-40, again, right around through here, interstates are all marked. If you're having trouble seeing this, again, I'd swap to YouTube, better quality there. But that is the most, and it really ain't backing off either. Inflow notch is trying to collapse a little bit, but it's still showing a decent amount of rotation there on the Dixon County storm. So I'm going to do a 3D of this because yeah, it's still showing. Drop the TVS off, but it's still showing. We've got one of the rotation indicators there, the green marker with the arrows. So let's do a 3D of this and have a look. So decent cloud tops there for sure, topping out over 60,000 feet. So the overshooting top here, range or distance scale there on the sides. Have a look at, see, not a super well defined updraft, but we can definitely see we've got a decent bit of lift in this storm. So have a look. Yep, pretty decent. A lot of that's low level as well too, from the look of it. So if you're in that area, Van Leer coming up on Charlotte, looks like it's roughly moving towards you. Charlotte may pass just to your south, right around Highway 47, 48 north in that area. So friends and family in the area, make sure they're paying attention to this. Again, nothing confirmed, just radar indicated rotation right now. Looking like projected to be in Dixon at about 9 p.m., maybe a little bit afterwards. So overall, mainly just looking at a damaging wind threat with this line. It's better to see it come through as the line than the more discrete cells. The line will increase our like damaging wind chances, but obviously without the discrete cells being the issue, our tornado threat goes down a lot there. So let's see. Yep, still scanning through the socials here in the background, not seeing anything from Dixon as far as that goes. So good news there. So, trying to get in the comments. Comments are starting to go quickly though, y'all. So I'm gonna try to get them as I can. Just bear with me there. And like I said, I'm not speaking in specifics for a reason. I'm trying to mention counties and general areas. So that way I can cover as much ground with as little words as possible. So. Diane says line looks stronger to the east, weaker on the western edge. Yeah, it's definitely looking that way. We just want to make sure that these individual cells out here don't stay discrete and kind of puff back up as they get closer. But it's not looking likely at the moment based on what we saw with our stray cells that managed to pop up earlier because they didn't do much before they fizzled out. So it's good news there. Leapers Fork area, Kim, is in Williamson County, and they are covered under the watch. Mount Juliet, you're right in the middle of it, Richard. So I would stay frosty and make sure that you are near your safe place just in case the wind starts to get crazy. Kathy was just explaining how the severe thunderstorm warnings go. Actually, we don't have a 3 out of 3 at the moment. So the regular severe thunderstorm warnings are here, indicated by the yellow box. That level 2 severe thunderstorm warning is the one there with the black border. General snow in Spring Hill should expect the storm probably around 11 to midnight. So within about the next 2 hours or so. Kale, hope I answered your question about Williamson County. Are all kind of in this boat together. So we're south of 40, so you can expect about the same things that we'll be talking about around Murray and most of the rest of the folks that are down here our way. Kelly Rollingfield subdivisions in Columbia, which is located in Murray County. So just keep an eye out for what I'm talking about that. Nay, yes, Columbia got included in the severe thunderstorm watch when they expanded it. As what the Pepto Bismol pink kind of indicates right here, as far as all the county highlights go. Gabby, Murray County is not in the clear, not even anywhere close. Storms haven't even gotten here yet. Yep, cap lot tornado still pretty low for Columbia. It's mainly north of 40. Ashley Williamsport is located in Murray County, so same thing goes for that. Yep, mesocyclone Billy is a fancy word for a rotating thunderstorm. Christine, link to YouTube is on our page. If you look at our about section, or you could also go to YouTube and search WDiMT, and it will get you there. JC, you've got a heat advisory warning, flood warning, severe thunderstorm warning, or watching all in one day. Yep, welcome to Tennessee. Gotta love it. Okay, I'm trying to get scrolled through all these comments, and they're still coming in. Briley wants to know if it's going to get bad. Bad is extremely subjective. Your version of bad and my version of bad are probably two different things, so I try to avoid using that phrase. We're under severe thunderstorm watch, and that literally means that you should watch out for severe thunderstorms. Winds excess 60 miles an hour, hail greater than 3/4 of an inch, cloud to ground lightning, possible flash flooding, all of that fun stuff. Haven't seen any confirmation, Melissa, from a possible touchdown at the airport. Not yet. Generally, once NWS becomes aware of those, like we were saying a second ago, this red polygon will turn purple. And I've got Dixon Severe Wicks on my Twitter feed here that I'm looking at right now, and they are confirming nothing. So, gonna hold off on speaking on that one until I see anything else. We'll have a look at it again. Correlation coefficient, I don't see anything here that would lead me to believe that that's a confirmed tornado on the ground. It's actually getting a little bit more messy here. Rotation is not as well defined there. You see once those greens and reds are touching, we have the little TVS signature pop up, and then it's kind of going away like I was hoping it was going to a minute ago. So once we lose this corridor right through here, the inflow notch, once this cell starts to kind of impinge on it, this notch is going to close up, and it doesn't have as clear of a path to breathe anymore, for lack of better words. So that is good news there for our Dixon folks. But yeah, I don't see anything to indicate that it's on the ground, nor have I since we've been watching it. When y'all are saying they are saying tornado on the ground near Dixon Airport, who is they? Lawrence County is covered under the watch. Let me zoom out here a little bit for you, Sonia. There, so all of the counties that are in the Pepto Bismol pink, is the severe thunderstorm watch counties. See our legend up here as far as all the watch warnings and advisories go. I think the only thing I don't have covered up there are the greens, and those are going to be flash flood warnings. Yep, Nicole, exactly. Low chance for Columbia to see a tornado, but never 0%. Correct. Kevin said news 2. I actually don't have them on right now because I'm having an audio issue. Normally I've got 2011 different things going in my ears when I'm talking to y'all, but that's one of the things that's preventing me from doing that right now, is I'm having an audio issue here with monitoring software. So I'll try to work on that as we go, but usually it requires restarting the streaming software, which will make me have to restart the entire stream. So try to avoid doing that unless I absolutely have to. I'll just live with it here on my end. All right. Can't get to it right now, Bobby. Okay. It may have been at one point confirmed on the ground. Definitely not going to disagree with Miss Breezy there, but I don't see anything there that would, well, maybe a little bit. No, it's going to be hail probably. It's not big enough of a dip in CC. Hold on 1 second. I know this may hurt y'all's eyes, but this is about the best way for me to look at it here. So this is all for the products I look at once when we're looking for tornado stuff. I'll tell you what they are in just a second. So here, top left, radar reflectivity, wind based on the storm relative wind. So this takes out the motion of the storm, just looks at just the wind. Bottom here is total wind, and then correlation coefficient. So I don't really see anything there. And again, this is a little far out from the radar site in Dixon County. It's about 43 nautical miles from the radar site, and I don't see really anything there that I can independently confirm it on the ground. But again, definitely not going to disagree with Miss Breeze there. Chad, going to depend on what the refresh rate is there from the Dixon Airport. 11 knots isn't bad, but yeah, that definitely doesn't sound like tornado either. Sean wants to know if Columbia, Tennessee is safe. Storms aren't even here yet, Sean. This is what we've been talking about. So still looking at about a 11 to midnight-ish arrival for us. Cheryl, any hail with this? Picking up a couple of different. I know it's. Let me turn the warning or watch counties off here real quick. Makes it easier to see. So the little green icons here, I know they're a little bit hard to see when all the stuff that's going on. Those are the hail indicators from my algorithms picking up some hail, and I don't see as many as I was a minute ago. Overall, it was saying pretty low chance of hail over the severe threshold, which would be that 3/4 of an inch, or about like between penny and nickel size. Yeah, I was going back through there, rolling the radar back for the last about 10 or 15 minutes, and I don't see anything. So that's definitely good news there. Okay. Trying to get... Anthony, I don't know which model WSMV4's future forecast is based on, but that's basically just about as much accuracy as you can glean from them. Is just what it's based off of. I like the HRRR model, NAM 3K model are my favorite ones for doing like severe weather and convective systems. Destiny, part of the tornado warned storm that's up there in Dixon County is just now kind of crossing into Dixon itself, so it's not especially close to Santa Fe. No, if it holds track, it should roughly go somewhere probably between Fairview, Santa Fe, and Spring Hill. Again, if it holds track, because they're moving south, but it also has a little slight bit of eastward motion to it too. So we'll call it like south southeast. Yep. Hopefully, if it was on the ground, Melissa, it was pretty quick. So, all right. All right. Caught up on the comments at the moment. So, kind of get back with this. So, yep, not seeing anything from my Dixon County folks that I've got here on my side as far as like any kind of independent confirmations of touchdown or anybody seeing anything as far as that goes. So, again, good news there. Could have well been. But right now, nothing that I can confirm myself. So, yeah, it would have had to been pretty quick. And that's the kind of the tricky things with these spin ups is they can be there and gone basically before the radar has a chance to go all the way around, which does take a couple of minutes. So, 1 second, y'all. All right, so yeah, apparently Bobby was paying a little bit closer attention to the WKRN feed there, and Alex Libby was confirming a brief touchdown in the Dixon County area. Still, I'd probably have to swap over to the Fort Campbell radar to get a better view of it. But yeah, just if, like I said, if it was, it couldn't have been too much because I don't see anything there just that ever looked overly concerning. So severe thunderstorm warnings again for the leading edge here. So that section of Dixon County also under severe thunderstorm warning. Franklin, just depending on where you are in the city, there possibly covered under severe thunderstorm warning. Nashville Metro, Davidson County, Wilson County, Lebanon, Smyrna area, Murfreesboro. You're just outside of it right now, but still kind of in the neighborhood there for you all as we go through this. So. Right. Still trying to stay caught up on the comments while it's still a little bit slow before it gets here. Yep, HRRR is indeed the stuff, Ryan. Ariel, that was me. I cut off the audio here on my end for just a second to have a brief conference with Bobby. So throw this back in motion for y'all. If you can see through the lightning again, can't do much about that. Let me turn it off real quick just so you can kind of see which direction and everything this is moving. So there we go. Turn the lightning off for just a second and kind of see leading edge here. It's getting that kind of bowing shape to it as well. That could be an indicative of high wind. So that's going to be the main concern. Again, low tornado threat, but not zero. And that's going to be mainly above I-40. So for the folks that are just joining us. But the bowing shape here, where we start to see kind of that rounded, like bow and arrow type shape, is what we don't want to see, because that usually means we're going to be seeing some wind associated with these. So turn the lightning back on, let it update there. As you can see, again, lots and lots and lots and lots of lightning, especially with this western section near Dixon. Seems like we've kind of flipped a little bit. So a minute ago, the eastern section was looking worse than the western section, and now looks as if the western section may be kind of on the upswing as far as pulsing up in intensity goes. Lots and lots of lightning here throughout the area. Right around Dixon, Tennessee City, Charlotte, White Bluff, Burns, coming into Fairview here soon, Kingston Springs, that area. So is this going to blank the radar if I try to minimize it? Yeah. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me get the my storm track tool pulled up here. All right. So let's do a manual storm track on this. All right. So we'll do the center. Let's see what's our bearing on that. 317 at 11 knots. So we'll do kind of the center of it here. 317 at 11 knots. Do it just a little bit quicker. We'll do it about 15 knots just to make sure we've got it. So roughly there is going to be the path for the tornado warned storm. Again, things have calmed way down on it in the last several scans. Don't see near as much of that red touching the green and not in the bright colors as we saw earlier. So good thing there. It means the rotation's broadening out. That is going to be roughly the path of the storm. Let's get ETA pulled up here. Sometimes it likes to cooperate better than others because I've got it set to do like even the smallest of little crossroad towns. There we go. So all right. So go to the full screen here so y'all can see everything that I'm seeing. So times of arrival there. Beech Grove about 10:06. Kingston Springs about 9:36, so about another 20 minutes there. Those are most all of the larger cities that we've got in the past. So Beech Grove, I don't know why it says 11:62, but it's wow. All right. Apparently, I need to go in and work on that some. So I'm going to clear that out. So again, reason why we're talking about Dixon, folks, is just because there's not as much going on, obviously, right here. So Columbia there, the little plus sign is me for reference. Things still coming through Williamson County right now. Throw it back in motion, turn the lighting off again just so we can see a little bit better. Ignore this kind of line coming out through here. That's literally just the radar hitting one of the buildings, probably in downtown Nashville. So whole line itself's moving about 55 miles an hour or so. All right, so I see a couple of the severe thunderstorm warnings have dropped off there, so that's definitely good news. See the yellow boxes go away. Good to hear there. Tornado warning does still remain in effect for a couple more minutes for central Dixon County. Still don't see anything from the NWS as far as the text here from the bulletin to indicate that they've seen a touchdown or had it reported to them. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. So turn the watch counties back on again. If you're just joining us, a big thing. The Pepto-Bismol counties here are under the severe thunderstorm watch until midnight tonight. So be hanging out with you all probably until then or so, unless things massively calm down between now and then and they start canceling off the watch counties. So turn the lightning back on there. That's the other big thing we're looking at here. Lots and lots and lots of lightning with this goes. So biggest concerns would be the wind, obviously, and then any localized flooding with the heavier cells, and then the lightning for sure. So lots and lots and lots of lightning with these. All right, trying to get in the comments. They're scrolling past so quick I can barely see them though. Fairview still in the same boat. It should be getting a decent storm going for you there now. All of the heavier stuff is still off to your northwest, Rachel. Kyle says the wind's picking up pretty big time in Las Casas. Caramel snow timing for Franklin, probably around that 10 to 11 p.m. time. So here probably within the next hour to hour and a half or so for you guys and gals up there near Franklin, Williamson County. Oh, man, it keeps scrolling me. Sophia wants to know when this will hit Summertown. That's the $1 million question. It's looking like it. While I'm getting caught up here, I'll run the latest HRRR model for you all, so you can kind of see what the supercomputers think. So again, timestamps up there in the top left. So that's 10 p.m., 11, midnight, 1 a.m., and then so on, so forth. Each step is an hour there. So roll that again. That seems to be about the time frame. So hold on, got another warning coming out here. And I can't hear this, y'all, so I have no idea if this is like way too loud or not. I'm trying to keep from blowing y'all's eardrums out.
Mostly clear.
But I can't hear it on my end, unfortunately. So, new warning. Let me get that posted for our friends in Hickman County. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for you all until 10:15 p.m. 9:18 p.m. Severe thunderstorm is located near McEwen or 10 miles west of Dixon, moving southeast at 30 miles an hour. Hazards include 60 mile per hour wind and quarter-sized hail. So getting that posted to the, and that actually has a tornado possible threat tag on this, folks. So if you're within this polygon here. So Centerville, Dixon, Wrigley, Nunley, treat this as a potential tornado warning because those things can turn on a dime. It was previously tornado warned. So just go ahead, and if you're not in your safe space, make sure that you are very, very close to it with the tornado possible threat tag associated with this cell. So let's grab a screen capture real quick for my visual folks, and that'll be up on the page here in just a second. All right, coming right up. There we go. Screen capture warning for Dixon County, Hickman County, and looks like very tip corner of McEwen and Humphreys County. That one always throws me for a loop. It's not one of the ones we normally cover. So that is where the area we're looking at there. So let me get y'all back here. So again, area here, treat this as a tornado warning with the tornado possible threat tag associated with this severe thunderstorm warning here. So it's also a little bit just to the west of the previously tornado warned spot there with the red polygon. So if this section of the line holds together, this could be some of what Murray has in store, Mount Pleasant, Centerville, Hohenwald, that area, like around Williamsport, Western Murray County. So we'll be keeping a close eye on this section of the line as it gets closer. Right. Okay, so they did reissue this. No, did not. Okay, I guess they just trimmed the polygon and reissued the graphic. Here we go. So that is, I'm going to show you all this on screen so you can see more of what I'm talking about. So the warning graphic for the severe thunderstorm warning we were just talking about and that tornado possible threat tag, very important. I wish NWS wouldn't put it at the very end of the text. But as you see there on the left side, tornado also possible, wind up to 60 miles an hour, quarter size to hail possible with this cell within that polygon there. So whenever you see that, treat that for sure as somewhere between a tornado warning and a severe thunderstorm warning. Just be ready to boogie if it gets upgraded or we do get some kind of confirmation, or if somebody cites a funnel, wall cloud, something like that. But looking for things here and I'm not seeing it. Any kind of confirmation or any kind of ground truth coming in on the social, so that is a good thing for sure there. So also don't see. Destiny. So yeah, it's roughly sliding down towards Santa Fe, Western Murray County, Centerville, this direction. So the shapes of the polygons indicate which direction the storm's moving. So you can kind of see it's angled this way. And this is kind of like the path uncertainty. So the width wise and then direction wise. That is what those polygon shapes mean. They actually not just arbitrarily drawn that way. Danny, yeah, it's roughly headed, yeah, like southeast. I'll throw it back in motion for you all whilst I'm sitting here thinking and typing and trying to get to comments. Christina, same thing goes. I try not to mention specific areas like 396 Port Royal, but Spring Hill, that section of it's right there close enough to Murray Williamson County to where you are all covered with the severe thunderstorm watch, and that literally means exactly like it sounds. Watch out for severe thunderstorms. Jamie, this part's probably not coming towards Marshall. No, it's going to be moving unless it picks up a whole lot more easterly slide anyway. All right, caught up at the moment, I think, on the comments. So throw this back to a stationary image right there. So this is live again. Turn the lightning off for just a second. You see some hail markers here popping up. So possibility of some of that 3/4 inch hail there just off of Highway 70 near Dixon. And then again there to the south of McEwen and closer to 1-inch hail. So showing up 0.9 inch there. So lots of flash flood warnings out. So yeah, the thicker one here is actually a considerable flash flood warning. So these smaller ones here with the thinner lines are regular flash flood warnings, kind of like that level 1 out of 3. The larger one here up near Nashville, Mount Juliet, Hendersonville is where those heavier cells came through, kind of in that corridor right there. And it's more of the level 2, the considerable flash flood warning there. So if you live in a low-lying area with some of these heavy storms, keep an eye on that. Or if you're on your way home and you have to cross low-lying like high water areas, definitely keep an eye out for that. And remember, never cross water of an unknown depth ever. Turn around, don't drown, all that fun stuff. Okay. Make sure.
Partly sunny with a slight chance of showers.
On the audio, y'all, is that too loud? On the no audio, because I can't hear it for myself. So let me know in the comments, somebody.
In the upper 80s. Southwest winds around 5 miles per hour, becoming north in the afternoon. Chance of rain 20%.
I'm trying to keep it muted till we need it, but
then becoming mostly cloudy. Lows in the mid.
all right. Okay, thank you, Sarah. And Kimberly, appreciate it. And Jessica, outstanding. And no, I've not said anybody would be fine yet, Elizabeth. Don't know exactly where it's headed just yet. So Marshall is likely in the same boat as the rest of us. So here we go. So everybody in the Pepto-Bismol color here is in the severe thunderstorm watch. I'm turning the radar off for 1 second so you can see all of the counties here covered under severe thunderstorm watch until midnight. So can't really say for sure. I wish I knew. I'm glad and humbled that y'all think I can tell you exactly when the first raindrop is going to fall, you know, like on this street or on this whatever, but I'm not that good, folks. I can only kind of start explaining what it's doing once it gets here. So pull up the graphic again. So I've got some of this stuff kind of pre-saved in here. There we go. So difference between a watch and a warning. So teaches kindergartners. Promise is really, really easy to keep track of. So like it says watch area there. So for a big, wide geographic area, so like all of Middle Tennessee, means severe storms are possible. You should watch out for them. A warning, little smaller polygon there, the yellow box, means it is happening right now, or it's indicated by radar, or someone is reporting it to NWS, law enforcement, 911, somebody. So those are the differences. And again, pretty much if you're listening to me in anywhere in Middle Tennessee in your county is that Pepto-Bismol color purple, you're in the watch. So you should watch out for those severe thunderstorms until midnight or so. I think it will probably not get extended too much after that because I don't see things holding up enough punch after midnight or so. The sun's down, atmosphere is kind of on its way down, coasting, running out of gas from the heat, dissipating as we get farther into darkness. So, all right. They updated it. When did they update? Severe thunderstorm watch update. Do they trim counties? Yep, so it looks like they are trimming some counties. So this should update here on our end in just a second. It looks like NWS is dropping out some of the counties up here closer to like Clarksville, Dover, Montgomery County, that area. So turn it off real quick. Let it update. Hopefully, it usually takes a couple minutes after they start trimming stuff, but
a thunderstorm was located over Burns or over Dixon, moving southeast at 25 miles per hour. Hazard 60 miles per hour wind gusts and
okay, so new severe warning there.
Radar indicated. Impact expects damage to roofs and trees. Locations impacted include Dixon, White Bluff, Kingston Springs, Burn.
All right, so yeah, new severe thunderstorm warning. So it looks like they replaced the former tornado warning with the severe thunderstorm warning there. Still has the tornado possible threat tag on it, so kind of treat that the same for right now. Posting that on the page for my visual folks as usual. Pull the graphic for it. Is that just issued about 1 or 2 minutes ago. So again, does have the tornado possible threat tag on it, so treat it a little bit differently than just a regular old garden variety severe thunderstorm whenever you see that. Make sure you're not far away from your safe place at all, just in case it is kind of upgraded back into a tornado warning, or if we do get any kind of ground truth reports on that to indicate that it is something that's actually there producing or it's on the ground. So there is the newly issued one. Again, for my visual folks, severe thunderstorm warning until 10:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time for portions of Dixon County, Williamson County, just looks like the edge of Robertson County and Humphrey. So keep an eye on that if you're in that polygon. And then again, take special notice of that tornado possible threat tag that goes along with it. So getting a little bit closer into the Murray County area now. We've got lots of folks saying they can see lightning, hear thunder off in the distance. So that is what you are seeing there. So still roughly about the same time frame, around that 11 p.m. midnight time frame. So probably within the next hour and a half or so for Columbia. Let me see if I can get my audio monitor to reset itself without killing the whole stream. Give me 1 sec, y'all. Hopefully it doesn't. Come on. This is one of those little bugs that Streamlabs has, unfortunately. Okay, so that should be monitored. So what is the deal? Let's see. No, still can't hear it for whatever reason.
Continues to be possible. Where a portion of Middle Tennessee, including the following counties:
so there's that.
Cheatham, Clay.
All right, and I'll have to live with it, I guess. All right. Not seeing really any areas of rotation on there that are super concerning at the moment, Seth. There's been a couple of different areas throughout the night, but as long as they're not especially bright or touching each other, some of that's just to be expected with these broken lines where you get those little sawtooth looking areas. where you can get some wind that swirls in between those. Could be a mix of, inflow, outflow. There still is some broad rotation to the Dixon County sale. Looks like just off to the west of Dixon, between there and Gorman, like right around I-40. So right around in this area. Pop it over here. Let's calibrate it off this warning. So these areas, like right around in here, Dixon Burns, there's a little bit of broad rotation there, possibly, but not near as bright as it was, or well defined as it was a moment ago with the tornado warning when it was in effect. So that was my toe. Haley, I don't have any independent confirmation. Channel 2 was reporting that they could see some potential like a debris possibly, or some radar confirmation of it, but I have not seen that here on my end. Yeah, the lightning on this is definitely pretty good. So keep seeing a lot of the same questions as far as time frame. So I'm going to try to keep covering that as we go. So I'll show you again the latest HRRR model run. 9 p.m. here, 10 p.m. So each step is an hour, and still looking at right around that 11 p.m. Midnight time frame as far as the arrival, and probably clearing between 2 and 4 a.m. Looks like something coming across here. So still getting confirmed reports of the flooding and everything. So Mount Juliet, police advising people to stay off of the roads right now. Lots of flooding of numerous areas throughout their jurisdiction there. So lots going on. You can see some of these confirmed flood reports. Water rescues underway in Greenbrier here up towards the north of Nashville. That's what the icon is right here. Water rescues underway. Do have several confirmed wind damage reports from up that way as well. So not seeing anything as it's coming through Nashville. At least it's not that's popped up yet. But it's looking like the wind is still our main concern there, as along with any isolated flooding that you may see, or if you live in one of those low-lying areas, or you have to cross a low water area, have one of those little bridges over your driveway, whichever. Keep an eye out for that, because these cells are dumping a lot of rain and a lot of lightning as they go. Let's see if the 01. Okay, so the 01 Zulu model is out. Let me have a look at that. It's still showing packing a decent punch as it's coming through here, still around the same time frame. So let me pull that, run it. I'll load it into our broadcast software here. Share with all you fine folks. And again, these models are just based off of the current conditions that we feed into a supercomputer, and it's all just a best guess. Wish I could tell you down to the minute and second, folks, but it just can't do it. Technology's not that good, and it's nature. It's still going to do whatever it wants. So 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m. there. Still showing some pretty heavy activity, even south of 40 there. So around clearing out around 3 to 4 a.m. at the latest. So there's 11, midnight, 1, 2 a.m., and then probably cleared by 2, but should be for sure by 4, according to the latest run of the HRRR model there. So again, if you're just joining us, severe thunderstorm watch in effect for most all of the area, all the counties covered here in the Pepto-Bismol pink. Turn the radar off for just a second, and you can see it is starting to update now with some of these counties being dropped off, like the Tennessee, Kentucky line counties up here around Gallatin, Sumner County, Clarksville, Montgomery County, around that area. So good news there. So those are the only folks that this is over for. If your county is still pink, we're still in it. So stay frosty, stay weather aware until this thing goes through. So Turn the lightning back on again, and you can just see gobs and gobs and gobs of lightning over here with this Dickson County cell. And if we track that out, I don't think we've done that yet. 26 knots, 330 degrees. So let's track this one. Do it kind of from the leading edge right here. So, all right, 26 knots, about 330. So yeah, it looks like it's going to come possibly into the western side of Columbia, but mainly directly at Mount Pleasant if everything holds track on this. And again, this is just that center of that part of the line. So let's pull up an ETA. It should give me Mount Pleasant there. All right, so let's back this up so y'all can actually see this a little bit better. So yeah, we'll just take these as it goes. Broadview, Mount Pleasant, Southport around 9:45. Most of the rest of those folks look like they're all in really rural areas, so we'll skip those. And for whatever reason, my ETA software is acting up because it keeps giving me 1187 as a time, and I'm pretty sure that's not a thing. So again, rough path and track and everything for that section of the warned storm there coming out of Hickman County. Throw it back in motion here. So the arrival time is going to be around midnight. The clearing time is going to be around 2 to 4 a.m. Brooke, can't say for sure. Murray County safe of tornado weather. That's one of those things that even if it's 0.1, I would still tell you there's a chance. So Derek, Hickman County, Tennessee covered under the severe thunderstorm watch as well. So all these things that we're talking about go for you as well. You're actually under the severe thunderstorm warning right now with the tornado possible threat tag. So I would be very paying attention to what this storm is doing for sure. Go back to full screen and I'll show y'all what I'm talking about there because the NWS, for whatever reason, buries it at the very end. So this is what I'm reading here. It's what I post for y'all on the page, and you can see there the tornado possible threat tag. I don't know why they put it at the very end because this is literally like the very end of the product, the text statement. But always kind of read down until this part because it gives you the meat and potatoes of what to expect. Tornado is possible. Hail threat, radar indicated, maximum hail size 1 inch. Wind threat, radar indicated, maximum wind gust 60 miles an hour. If any of those things were confirmed, they would say radar confirmed or, spotter or something like that. So again, nothing confirmed as far as this goes, but definitely morphing into more of a straight line wind threat over the tornado threat, I would say. Yep, Destiny not Santa Fe's not in the clear just yet. And the comments are scrolling by so quick, y'all. I'm trying to get to them as we go. So turn that back on to our main screen there. Good deal. BNA listed the ground stop at Nashville. Thank you, Ryan. Has the line slowed down? Not really. Looks like it's moving at 50. What did we say a minute ago? 26 knots. Yeah, it's 30 miles an hour. Excuse me. I'm on back of the envelope conversions there. Okay. Yep, Michael. Yeah, as I was just saying there, for sure, you read my mind. It's definitely looking like it's switching to more of a straight wind event, but that can be just as bad sometimes. So definitely stay frosty. If you do have a warning issued for your area, go ahead and take heed to that, especially if it does show that tornado possible threat tag. Uh, the watch goes until midnight. Destiny, make sure they didn't actually extend that a minute ago. Last I saw, they had not, but pretty sure. We'll turn that back on for just a second. Not having like the normal watch graphic is also irritating me because it has everything that you need on it, and they didn't reissue the graphic once they expanded us. So let me just grab the one I posted to the page. And all the stuff I'm referencing here, y'all, I try to post on the page as well for my visual folks, or at least throw it up here in the broadcast software so you all can see what I'm talking about there. So here is a version of the watch graphic. All right, yeah, that is valid until midnight tonight, however you want to look at that. So everywhere in the pink there, obviously the counties that we've been canceled off at the top along the Tennessee-Kentucky border are no longer in effect, but that is the rough gist of things. So still just keeping an eye on things as it gets closer to our area. That's why we've been kind of just taking our time and conversating back and forth about what's going on and where, because there isn't much going on right here for the moment, which again, no news is good news. So throw it back in motion here. Nay wants to know if it's possible it could break up before it gets to us. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I wish I could tell y'all one way and see the future, but can't. So it's always possible. But we'll just kind of keep an eye on things and kind of watch the trends. That's what the biggest thing is with these. With storm systems like this, check the trends, see what it's been doing. We can look at things like the lightning level. If it's still producing a lot of lightning, that's indicative of a strong storm. Able to do those things, and when those things kind of start to slack off, we can kind of tell maybe that it's pulsing down or something. So look at the wind, lightning, and kind of just how well defined these edges are along the storm, the leading edge. So again, when we see these saw teeth, that can get us the idea that there may be some wind there. Not bad overall. So again, the farther away we get from the radar site, the higher it gets as far as it's looking into the air. Yep, lightning is nonstop. So yeah, I'm getting a report in from Boppy as well too, just from the western side of Columbia, near the Sea State area. The lightning is pretty much nonstop, continuous, looking back towards the northwest. So that is one of those things that we look for as far as what a storm might be doing. Heather, Mount Pleasant's in Murray County. Murray County is covered under severe thunderstorm watch until midnight. Ben, I wish I had enough time to open like a standalone news station here and have that be my only job, but I've got a pile of kids and I got to do both. So do my full time job and this whenever I can. Elizabeth, now this should be the main event as far as like any severe weather goes for this week. I usually try to keep an eye on things like that and update y'all on the daily, because of course that can always change daily. But just right now, looking at things, there are no more severe areas indicated by the SPC for us anyway for the next 3 days. So we're kind of like right along the edge of the slight and marginal risks right now. So like the level 1 or 2 out of 5. Tomorrow we're not even in the thunder line. Same thing goes for Thursday. So should be smooth sailing for the next couple of days outside of just, general thundertime, summertime thunderstorms. Whew, I've been up too long, y'all. Landing looks to be in Murray around 11 or midnight or so. Same traffic for you there, Clint. Pink lightning, Tasha. That sounds kind of cool. No, Jed, it's not. The lightning we're having right now is basically just because of the high humidity levels and instability that we've got. Candace, I don't know. Murray County's not covered under anything right now that would have set it off, so I'm not sure there. Chris wants to know what's more likely, the storm dying down before it hits Murray or the Titans winning +6 games. I wish I could make you an educated guess there on both. I probably haven't watched a whole NFL game in like 17 years since the referee lockout in, what was that, 2009, 2010. So I am a college ball guy here all the way. So it's looking like it's definitely not quite as punchy. We'll go in and throw it back here and look at, see, as it was coming along the state lines. A lot more bright colors there as far as the reds, the pinks go, and then you start to see those warnings popping up. Again, the bowing structure coming out there here. When it starts to kind of bow out like that, we can make a good guess that there's some severe wind there. Tornado warnings were issued earlier, and again, leading edge, pretty much entire severe warned. And as we kind of flop it back forward to the future, we've got a lot less kind of concentric red through here. Lots of lightning in some of these portions of the line, but it does look like things are weakening a bit as expected as it goes south of I-40 around the 40 corridor here. So we knew getting into this that the severe threat would be higher above 40 than it would be south of 40. So looking like we're tracking good on that so far. Yeah, Dana, I've got to upgrade my UPS system here as well too, just in case, because I've got backup generators and everything here, but I still need to get a larger UPS system to run all of this stuff that we've got going on until I can get it changed over. So it's on the list. Yep, pile of kids. Definitely got some over here. And they're expensive too. Man, got 3 girls, all of them high maintenance. Lord help me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go check out the light show that y'all are talking about too, or at least open one of my studio windows here to have a look, because that is probably my favorite part of storms, severe weather, is the lightning. All right. Hannah at Mount Pleasant is located in Murray County. Murray County is covered under the severe thunderstorm watch until midnight. Yeah, I'm starting to get the thunder here now. I can actually hear it through the studio. Yeah, Tracy, it's not quite as vivid on the radar, especially along on the leading edge here. Now, this kind of back here towards Nunley, Hickman County, Centerville, Bold Spring, going back towards Waverly, McEwen, that still is beating the band pretty good. And it's all roughly going to be sliding this way. So, again, another piece of good news there. NWS has allowed, did it expire? Yep, so it was canceled. So Severe Thunderstorm Warning there was canceled early. So that is good news there for our Centerville, Hickman County peeps. So it looks like they are seeing that weakening as well. And with the lightning tapering off, it's one of the things we were talking about just a minute ago that we can use as kind of a barometer or take the storm's temperature as to what it's doing, if it's kind of on its way up or down. Lawrence, so no, East Tennessee should be pretty good as far as this goes. It's still kind of covered under that same slight risk, level 2 out of 5, just depending on where y'all are in the mountains. But with the way it's moving, kind of like all to the south at this moment, y'all should just be looking at rain. And I think our end of this towards the west here is going to be worse. Yep, Mule Frank, or Mule Funk, excuse me. I have not watched a pro football game in, I think, closer to 17 years, actually, because I want to say that lockout was in 09 or 10, or that 9-10 season. And I just kind of got irritated and never went back. I'm a Vol for life, and I love college football, and I try to catch every SEC game every weekend in the fall. Leslie, Trotwood area in Columbia is in Murray County, and it is covered under the severe thunderstorm watch until midnight. Try to use the word, try to avoid using the word bad because it's really subjective. For me to use that term and say, hey, things are bad, stuff already pretty much has to be coming apart at the seams because I'm a tornado chaser, have been for a long time, and it just takes a lot to get me rattled. MN Tiger on YouTube. Looks like Williamson County will receive probably their kind of area. You're getting it right now, basically. So the heaviest stuff is starting to come through Franklin right now. Should be in Thompson Station, Spring Hill here shortly. So it's already kind of started for you. So we're getting into that 10 p.m. time frame. So yeah, just a couple minutes before 10 now. So if you haven't seen the activity start for you yet, so kind of say south of 840 there, you should be seeing it within the next hour or two tops. Hannah on YouTube. Lewisburg is still covered under the watch as well until midnight, but right now not much doing. The rain is just now getting to northern Marshall County around Chapel Hill or so y'all still have a little bit to go. Hope, scale of 1 to 10, should we be worried about spin ups? As time goes, that's going down further and further and further. So right now, I'm not worried. So I would suggest you do the same. All right, so getting some fresh storm reports here. So up near I-24 Bell Road. Let's get a mile marker on that real quick. So between the 58 and 60 mile markers here on I-24, have some reports of flooding as well there. So I know some of those areas of the interstate don't drain well, and you can easily come up on a flooded area or a flooded lane. And if you're doing 70 miles an hour plus, that can get really sketchy real quick. Had it happen to me before. Not much fun. So if you're out rolling the roads, definitely watch out for ponding water. And remember, turn around, don't drown. You should never cross water of an unknown depth, ever, because the road may not be there anymore. Susie, rotation is looking pretty good right now. We were just discussing that a second ago. I don't know if you caught that. We'll go over here to velocity mode and have a look at that. So basically, we don't want to see the reds and the greens touching really closely here, and they're not, especially. Maybe a little bit of broad circulation there near Fairview, but nothing alarming pretty much across the board there, because I think that's going to be an artifact. Yeah, so pretty low where the places are where we do have the red and green kind of close to each other. It's all pretty low end, only about 14 or 15 knots or so. So like 17, 20 miles an hour. Tusi has great hair on YouTube. That's the right orange. 1796 comes before Texas, so we are the UT. Sorry, buddy, I don't make the rules. That's just how it goes. And remember, if it wasn't for Tennesseans, there would be no Texas. We fought at the Alamo too. David Crockett, fam. Plus, that burnt orange is kind of ugly. I like it on cars. I just don't like it on sports jerseys. Sorry. Give me that Pantone 151C any day. Leslie, yeah, tell me about it. Storms are really, really dangerous and borderline dumb to chase at night. So this is what keeps me at the desk instead of out there doing what it is I would rather do during the daytime. Yeah, Candace, that's a great question. So, why does the lightning go across the sky and not down to the ground? So, that is what we call cloud to cloud lightning, or pretty much just like inter office memos. Um, if you watch lightning in slow motion, it actually kind of, when there is a cloud to ground strike, it kind of meets in the middle. So you'll see the lightning bolt coming down, and there's usually like a little feeder bolt that hops out of the earth to meet it. And that's also where the kind of that crackly thunder comes from, where you can tell like, hey, that hit something because it sounds different. So the cloud to cloud is just basically those two clouds interacting with each other, and it's easier to make that connection because the lightning is lazy. It takes the path of least resistance. So that's when you see the clouds zapping each other instead of it hitting the ground. Kathy, Centerville, pretty much you're in the main event right now. So I've been kind of keeping the map centered here on Centerville, no pun intended, for the moment, just to kind of see how things are going. Still lots, and let me see if I can refresh the lightning here. Still lots and lots of lightning out there though. So yeah, not refreshed yet. So let's see. Nicole says getting louder in Williamsport. Yep, starting to pick up some lightning as well, and I'm actually starting to get some here in Columbia as well, showing up in the last several minutes. I'm not detecting any lightning strikes from my weather station here in Sunnyside, but it would not surprise me to start seeing those any moment. If you'll hear a really high pitched beep sound here in the back on my audio, that's going to be what that is. How far out is it from Columbia? Not far at all. So the leading edge is just about here. North Columbia, you're already starting to see some rain up around Highway 43, going out Highway 50, Highway 7, starting to pick up in intensity the further out west you go and north towards like Theta. Spring Hill, starting to see some of that precip coming in. Mount Pleasant should be on the way for you shortly. Hampshire, the same way, should be starting to see some sprinkles starting pretty soon. Trying to get Jackie, I'm drawing a blank on Bethesda. Tell me where that's at. Normally I'm pretty good with my geography, but you have stumped me. Susie, I don't play Fortnite. I used to play PUBG, some things like that, COD, but I prefer to do those fun things like kicking doors and shooting and everything in real life. It's way more fun. It's a lot more expensive, though. I swear it's like a more expensive habit than drugs probably is with ammo prices these days. But not, I always thought Fortnite was kind of cartoony. Jesse, yeah, lazy, efficient. It just depends on how you look at it there, I guess, as far as the electricity goes. Both could be definitely true. All right. I'm almost done with the comments here. Caprice, tornado concerns, not as much. Low, but never zero. And that's usually the best you'll get out of me there as far as that goes. Nikki, main event should be around Summertown, probably between the same ish time frame. There's not that big of a difference between, say, Southern Murray County and Northern Lawrence as far as the time frame goes. Maybe a little bit closer to the midnight or one than say like 11 to midnight, but within that same time frame roughly. All right. Still good. I'm still here with y'all, so your audio didn't drop out or anything. It didn't freeze. I'm just kind of. Ooh, yeah, it looks like 40 near downtown is starting to flood as well. So if you are out and about, especially on the interstates or those divided highways, drop the speed a little bit and watch out for standing ponded water, folks, for sure. All right, seeing multiple power outages coming in across the area too. Looks like Dixon County is already up to about 4,000 customers without power. So don't want to see that, especially with how hot it's been here recently. And looks like they've reissued the considerable severe or the considerable flash flood warning as well. Yep, 9:51, so just a couple of minutes ago. Emergency management reported flash flooding, multiplications around East Nashville, Mount Juliet. Roads closed. Water rescues are ongoing. 4 to 5 inches of rain. Life-threatening flash flooding. So yeah, if you're if you're in any of these green polygons, folks, definitely keep an eye on that. And especially if you're in one of those low-lying areas, or you have to cross something like that to get home or get wherever you are going. So everything's looking pretty good on the Twitterverse. Let's see what's happening here. Yep, definitely thunder picking up here in Sunnyside as well. All right, let me post some of this stuff to the page. Kind of keep everybody updated there that's not on the stream with us. Back this out. Get a good screen grab there. All right, so again, going up on the page now from a visual, folks. All right. Yeah, curiosity is getting me. I'm gonna have to pop one of these. Okay, Bethesda, Thompson Station area. Yeah, so about the same. You're kind of right in the middle of it. Whoever asked me the Bethesda question, can't remember. I knew it was going to be one of those little small spot in the roads like Boston or something like that. And I know most of them. Usually, I'm pretty good about that. But yeah, you got me. So gold stars for whoever asked about Bethesda. Yeah, Mulefunk line slowing down a little bit. Most of those speeds I were getting were coming off of the warnings and everything. So yeah, overall, it's slowing down a good bit since it's coming through here, which also bodes well for the wind as well too. So usually when they're blowing wind really heavy, usually it's a storm that's moving quicker. So okay, yeah, Bethesda and a duplex towards age 40. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I know where you're talking about now. Uh, Becky Kalioka is still under the severe thunderstorm watch until about 2 more hours or so. Give or take a little bit. So severe thunderstorm criteria: winds in excess of 60 are possible, 3/4 inch hail, all that fun stuff, and lots of lightning. Gallatin Hendersonville is actually looking a little bit better at the moment. Hendersonville's still got a little bit. Nope, they're actually cleared off too. So Little Cell just to the south of Gallatin, but Hendersonville's actually looking pretty good at the moment. Whitley, I don't know if it's going to hold together long enough to make it into Lauderdale. No, the longer we get past sundown, the less energy things have, and that definitely comes into play once we're this far past sundown. To see what causes the power to go out, a couple of different things. So it could be wind, taking down branches, limbs, stuff like that. Could be lightning strikes on the infrastructure, or say at a substation or something like that. And then there's the good old human element of folks around here can't drive when it's 70 and sunny. So when you start to throw water on the roads and 60-mile-an-hour crosswinds, they like to run over telephone poles as well too. So that are the most common reasons why. Jennifer's things are still holding about the same storm-wise, so it looks like it's trying to calm down a little bit. We still got a lot of lightning probably headed our way. But other than that, less concerned about the wind the further we go. So it looks like there's still a decent stripe coming down through here. When you see the blues go into the greens, that's a little bit more indicative of the wind. Yeah, but all under severe limits. So it looks like we don't have any active severe thunderstorm warnings right now. We're just dealing with the flood warnings for looks like all of Middle Tennessee at the moment. So no severe warnings right now. Yes, Chris, I am totally partial to Pantone 151C. That's what my blood runs. Probably should get that checked out by a doctor, but I'd have to care first. So, two of my children are named with Tennessee football references, and Neyland Stadium is probably one of my happiest places on earth. Who needs Disneyland? Give me Faison. I think he's gonna either be standout or just total disappointment. So from what I'm seeing so far, I'm trying to lean towards standout, but that's the optimist in me too. So all right. Yeah, Chris, it's looking like we're going to get some of that same light show. Throw the radar back in motion here real quick. Let me turn it off so you can kind of actually see where the stuff is. So storms are kind of roughly moving this same direction, so that more of a east southeasterly flow. So the stuff that's over here towards Centerville and that area will likely be sliding through here as it moves on to the south and east. Yes. Rebecca, Van Buren County is way outside of our coverage area, unfortunately. We usually do mainly just the general forecast for Middle Tennessee. So everybody that's here in the Nashville Weather Service forecast office. I think I've got those boundaries here somewhere, actually. Then again, maybe I don't. Yeah, so apologies there. I actually don't have the county office boundaries for Nashville, but it's roughly from the Tennessee River to the end of the plateau over here towards Crossville until you get into the Knoxville, Morristown's area of operation. So you'd be more that way. Christian Spring Hill, no, I wouldn't be overly worried about tornadoes. At the moment, nothing to see, anything that's kind of indicating anything like that that's about to go south. There has the potential to. Main tornado potential was north of I-40 today, so we should be good there. So low, but never zero. Ray Rat on YouTube. Mount Pleasant, Columbia could get that kind of flooding tonight. If your property's on Big Bigby, I would definitely keep an eye on things because these rainfall rates that these are putting down are very heavy. All of the green boxes you see are the already existing flash flood warnings, with the exception here of the kind of the long corridor shaped one, and that's going to be a considerable flash flood warning. We're getting lots of water rescue reports coming through, flooding damages, things like that. So starting to get some gauge monitors pop up on some of the local creeks and streams as well, where they're already at or near flood stage. So definitely keep an eye on that. MN Tiger 12 at YouTube. I'd say odds of a tornado having in Williamson County at this point are low, but again, never zero. Yeah, Beck, I'm not really watching for it. No, if that tells y'all anything. If y'all are just going to box me into an answer. No, not really anything that I'm concerned with at the moment. The little people symbolize, those are water rescues or water issues. So that's what we were looking at a second ago here. Flooding I-24 Bell Road. Got several reports of flooding around Mount Juliet, Wilson County around there, Lebanon Road, Matterhorn Drive. So those are all of our water reports coming in. As they pop up, I try to catch them, as well as the actual damaging wind reports, where we get what's called ground truth from what we're seeing on the radar. Great question. Yeah, Derek, not a problem. I'll try to be as detailed as I can without just getting down to the nitty gritty street level and telling y'all, hey, it's going to start at 9:06 p.m. exactly. So, and I try to explain things. I'm a big believer in, like feed a man for a day, teach a man to fish, feed him for life. So, try to explain as much of this as we go through. I find it helps out a lot with the people who have the weather phobia. The more you understand it, the less you fear it. Hey, I try, Michael. I try. In all fairness, though, the south of I-40 thing was pretty much within the forecast, but it's just always one of those wait and see how it pans out till it starts happening kind of things. So, Spring Hill, y'all are still covered under the watch for a while, but you're just now probably getting into the decent heavy rain as far as that goes. Let's turn the lightning back on, let it update. So it looks like it's trying to thin out a little bit for sure on the lightning, so that is a good sign, but still plenty there in northeastern Hickman County and Centerville as well. Decent bit up towards Franklin, Nolensville, Smyrna area as well. Getting some sporadic scattered strikes around through here around Murray County, so the little bolts here showing up. And that's why we tell y'all, even if you hear thunder, if it's not raining, still seek shelter because you can get that random bolt out of the blue, 20, 30 miles away from a storm. And if it's got your name on it, excuse me, it might get you. So had that happen to me once. Not fun. Right at Mount Pleasant in Murray County. Murray County's covered under the severe thunderstorm watch until midnight. So y'all's rain is just now getting started there. Probably going to be picking up here in the next 15 minutes or so. Lightning should be getting more numerous as well. You are very welcome, Molly. And again, that's why I try to explain as much of this as I can for the folks with the storm anxiety. I've been told many, many times here on the page or private messages or in person that it helps to just understand more of it as you go. So that's why I try to do so. And yeah, you're absolutely all very welcome. Jamie, not really any worries for the rotations at the moment. No, I'm still kind of popping back and forth here on our velocity mode, looking at things. biggest concern with this was always going to be straight wind. But now that most of these cells have congealed together, they kind of get in each other's way, choke each other out. So it's a lot harder for one part of the line to start rotating. It's possible, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it is harder with this storm structure than it is with those individual discrete cells, or like the clusters of cells we were talking about earlier. Rosa Lewisburg hadn't even got to yet, so y'all I would not say are in the good category yet. Back out again, show everybody, if you're just getting with us, turn off the radar a second. Everybody's still in the Pepto-Bismol pink. There is covered under that aforementioned severe thunderstorm watch until midnight. Let me get the original graphic off of that, and it's not going to show you all the right counties, but at least it gives you all the base information off of it. So it was pinned to the page. And whenever we do get one of those warnings or things like that, where we have like the heat advisory in effect, I always try to pin the most important stuff to the top of the page. So whenever y'all go to the page, always check that. Or if we're just randomly talking about something and you see one of our posts pop up in your feed, go to the page and look at the pin post. That's where I try to put all the important stuff at. All right, so here's the original graphic. Again, we'll just show it to you. The counties will not be accurate here because this was created before Murray was added, but this is just the general information for the severe thunderstorm watch. So again, valid till midnight Wednesday. A couple tornadoes are possible. Haven't seen anything like that we can 100% confirm in Middle Tennessee yet, but there will be any damage surveys on any damage that is reported. So again, if tomorrow morning y'all have any damage, let us know. That's stuff that we pass along to the NWS so they can make those determinations, add a little bit of ground truth to the radar, and see if they do need to do the damage survey. Hail up to isolated ping pong ball size possible. Haven't seen any confirmed large hail reports yet on that, so that's good news. But the wind, scattered gusts of 70 miles per hour likely, and that we are seeing some decent ground truth on as far as the reports that are starting to trickle in. So again, if you're in that Pepto-Bismol pink, I'm not saying don't go to sleep, because as this goes on, it's going to become more benign. It's going to have the daytime heating taken out of it and everything else. But if you're in one of these counties here, go to sleep if you wish. I'm not saying don't. Just make sure that you've got your weather radio, your phone app, or something that's capable of waking you up if we do get one of these rogue warnings that decides to come through, or if there's a stray cell on the back of this, say like these that are still kind of out here by themselves. If we get a stray that rolls through and happens to be able to take more advantage of being by itself, that you have a way to be woken up if there's a warning issued. Yeah, definitely not going to say to sit with the book over your head, but I am a child of the 90s, and I've been there and done that as well. But even then, kind of knew enough to know that was pretty pointless. I always wanted to go look out the window. I think I got in trouble on that from more than one occasion. Brandon, Spring Hill's doing pretty good. Y'all are just now kind of getting again on the upswing of things, starting to see some of that heavier rain coming through, just depending on which side of the county line you're on there in Spring Hill. But this stuff that's coming through Leapers Fork, Fairview area, Santa Fe is going to be sliding your way eventually. So y'all still got some left to go. Hohenwald, Britt, y'all are just getting going as well too, so going to be picking up kind of steadily. I'm going back in time there, and you kind of see how it's moving. So this stuff that's up around here around Centerville, Linden, is still sliding your way, so y'all have got a little bit more to go. But it is dying down for sure, or at least weakening in intensity, we'll say. Kara, yeah. So Franklin, I wouldn't be too much worried about that. Again, just make sure that you've got your way to get the watches, warnings, advisories, something that can wake you up if need be. and keep an eye on the water if you do live in like one of those lower lying areas, because you got about another hour and a half worth of flash flood warning unless it gets extended. So NWS is saying there's been 1 to 3 inches of rain falling in the area. An additional 1 or 2 may be coming. So Late Bloom Hiker on YouTube, there's this thing that we call the snow dome here in Murray County, and it can also affect severe weather. Seeing a supercell tornado producing storm like over in here, Super Tuesday, I think it was 2008. Storm split in two and dropped a massive tornado in Fairview and a massive tornado over towards Marshall County, and then kind of recongealed on the other side of like Chapel Hill, Eagleville, and it literally went right around us like a cartoon. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like it, and I wish I had a meteorological explanation for you, but I don't. It's the darndest thing I've seen. Mainly with snow, but it can apparently mess with severe weather as well. And something about the Tennessee River does it to our like squall lines. As soon as they cross the Tennessee River, they fall apart. We usually get our really jacked up weather out of the southwest, out of like Waynesboro, southern Lewis County, northern Lawrence County. All right. Yep, Spring Heel, y'all are just getting going, so y'all still got a bit to go there, Nick. Somali had a great question. So, what do you set the radios to here in Columbia? So, let's turn our radar off real quick. We'll turn our watches off real quick, and I have all of the NOAA weather radio sites saved on here. So depending on where you are at in Columbia, you'll either want to go with the Centerville transmitter or the Lawrenceburg transmitter down here. So Lawrenceburg is the one I use, 162.425 megahertz, and Centerville is the 162.450. So just depending on where you're at in Middle Tennessee, that'll be which station you use. Basically, what I tell everybody for the rule of thumb is if you can get a good signal and you can understand like the speech on there, that's all you need. So it should be enough, strong enough signal to get an alert. Yep, Helen, I'm approaching 40, so I'm not quite there yet. The thing is, though, I've been doing this since I was about 10. So not very old, but been doing it a long time, seen a lot of things, unfortunately. Alan, so yeah, this is all live right now on the radar. When I'll kind of put it in motion to kind of get everybody the gist of which direction things are moving. But when you're looking at the radar, it's always live here. When it's not moving, I keep it on the most live screen there. Anthony, I'm not sure why you can't hear anything because it looks like I'm putting out audio and I haven't had anybody else yelling at me. So not sure. Could be a stream buffering thing, could be something on your end, or maybe close whichever app or program you're using to watch this and reopen it or something like that. Yep, just outside of Summertown. Yep, is rocking and rolling there on the distance as far as the lightning goes. Absolutely, Alan. Yep, lots of power outages in Dixon County, Tracy. It was about 4,000 as I was looking at it earlier. So, Ken on YouTube, Hickman's looking like y'all are still pretty much right in the middle of it, depending on where you are. You still got plenty of lightning, plenty of heavy rain, but y'all should be clearing out probably within the next, unless this stuff slows way, way down, probably about the next hour to 90 minutes or so. Kathy, Santa Fe, same way. Y'all are starting to pick up right now. Got some stuff coming down from like the Fairview, Centerville, Hickman County area that's coming your way. Hayden Ramsey on YouTube. Yes, I have seen tornadoes. I saw the remnants of the only F5 in Tennessee history that came through Wayne, Lawrence, and Murray counties on April the 16th, 1998, the same day that Nashville got hit. So that's kind of why that one got overshadowed. But that was the day I got bit by the bug. I was about 6 nautical miles away from it and could see entire sheets of plywood and tin floating around like confetti through the air, and that's the day I realized that it didn't scare me and I liked it, so I didn't know what to make of that. Boppy took me to a storm spotter class shortly thereafter. Like I said, when I was about I was 10 then, so the rest is history. That was the day I got bit by the bug. Chased several tornadoes, almost been in a couple. Had one about a block from us not too long ago, and I heard the wind shift and knew what it was, and kind of let everybody know on the stream, like, hey, I'm going to the spot because there's a tornado really close to me. Ooh, that lightning was good too just then. That shook my house with the thunder. But yeah, since they changed the Fujita scale, though, Hayden, I have not seen an EF4 or a 5. The highest I've seen recently in Chase was an EF3 twice. Chain City, Centerville, yeah, pretty much covered up with lightning still, but nothing severe at the moment. There aren't any severe thunderstorm warnings in the entirety of Middle Tennessee. It's all of the flash flood warnings at the moment. So, again, still could be gusty, 30, 40, 50 miles an hour is all sub-severe, but that still can rearrange trash cans or be very difficult to drive in, just depending on what kind of vehicle you drive and depending on the road conditions. Chelsea, liked to avoid using the word bad because it's extremely subjective. So, Lewisburg, y'all are just now kind of getting started with the rain. Still could see some of those severe thunderstorm conditions, and the watch remains in effect for you all until about midnight. Yep, Drew, this is live right now. So all the radar, let me back it out for y'all a little bit. Throw it back in motion. So yeah, it will stop at the live at the very last image there and pause on it for a second before it goes to the next. So that's live. And then it goes back and starts over. Destin, Columbia, Casey Lane, it should be there shortly-ish. So the heavier rain's starting to pick up now. Blue lines going across here, so Hampshire Pike, Bear Creek Pike, bypass coming down, so you can kind of see this side of the bypass towards like Santa Fe, northern Murray County, pretty heavy on the rain. So for anybody listening, if you don't know how to read radar, this is the scale over here on the side. So your blues, your greens are lighter rain, your yellows, your reds are heavier rain. Once you start getting into your pinks, purples, fuchsias, that is really heavy rain or could be getting into hail. And then as you start getting up in here into like the black and white, that's almost always hail or like tornado debris because that's really reflective stuff. So all radar is basically just like a big gigantic game of Marco Polo. The radar says Marco, and how loud the polo comes back depends on what it hits. So in this case, really heavy rain indicated by the pinks and the reds, not as heavy rain with the yellows, and then barely rain and light rain here in the blues and the greens. Yeah, that was a pretty good one, that last one a minute ago. Kathy, so great question. Wants to know, why is it still a watch if it's already here? Because all the watch means is it all our counties here in the Pepto-Bismol purple should be watching out for severe thunderstorm conditions. When that changes rather is when we have a warning issued. So again, watches are just for big geographic areas and means just general preparedness. You should watch out for the warned weather. So it's, severe thunderstorm watch. You should watch out for severe thunderstorms. Tornado watch, watch out for tornadoes. when things become different is when you have the like the house number one there, when you have the warning issued. So a warning means that we can see it on radar or it's been reported to us and it's happening right now. So basically once this starts to go through, like the counties up here to the north have been canceled, they'll start trimming off counties around Nashville or so. And then again, they'll get to us and trim us out usually once this line passes, or if we do actually make it until the expiration at midnight. So great question there. So the long story short, watching the warnings are not the same thing. And that's why it's still in effect. Yeah, it's definitely that thunder that Garth was singing about, Christina, for sure. And the big old fat rain that Forrest was talking about. Anthony, probably going to clear out about 2 to 4. Thank you for reminding me. We'll run another. See. Yep. So the O2 Zulu run of HRRR model is done. See if there's any big changes here. Nope, still clearing out probably between about 2 or 3. So let me pull that. We'll run it and show it to you all. Because again, this is why it's one of my favorite models, because it refreshes every hour with the latest atmospheric and environmental conditions fed into it by the humans. And then runs out and extrapolates out what it thinks is going to do. And again, this is just best guess from a supercomputer, so don't unalive the messenger. Sorry, so there's 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 12 p.m. Again, each one of these little steps is an hour, so you can see stuff starting to clear out there between about 2 and 4 or so. Call it like 3 more likely, and then clearing on out into the daylight time frame. So 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 a.m. and then 4 a.m. So that's roughly about that time frame that it's projected to clear out, as long as we don't get anything that kind of fills in or bubbles up on the backside of things. So that's the idea anyway. Chelsea, yeah, bless your heart. That was my first big boy job, was working at Murray Ecom, and it was probably the most stressful job I've ever had. And I say with no kidding that it was less stressful to get shot at. Y'all are awesome. All right. Yeah, you're very welcome, Kathy. I'd say Elizabeth the Severe is pretty much dropping off now because we don't have any active warnings on this. Kind of the only thing we've got that's even remotely close is the special weather statement over here, which is kind of like a severe thunderstorm warning light, the Diet Cola of severe thunderstorm warning, if you will. So at lesser standard, only showing about 50-mile-an-hour winds there, which is under the severe threshold, and possibly up to quarter-inch hail. But again, that's kind of way over here, what we call in a better tail-end Charlie position, because this section of this line doesn't have all of this congestion and all the other cells congealing around it, so they can usually tend to be a little bit more misbehaved. Victoria, you're talking about like AI models. I'm not sure what you mean there. I use a couple of those here and there, but I always try to point it out when I do to y'all. Chelsea, yeah, Williamson Ecom, good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, I started back at Murray Ecom in June of 2006. So again, to date myself a little bit. Jada, there was Jada was wanting to know if there have been any tornadoes confirmed since the crossover into Tennessee. There's been some damage reported up around the border area of Kentucky, Tennessee, that very well could be. May have possibly been a brief touchdown in Dixon County earlier, but not really anything that's just sticks out or obvious, or anybody submitted any kind of pictures or video or any kind of evidence of a touchdown or damage. So But yeah, I'm still seeing a couple of videos and some reports from the Tennessee-Kentucky line area, though, that look like they're probably tornado related, or at the very least some decent straight wind. It's really hard to tell from pictures unless you have like a really wide viewpoint, because you have to kind of study the whole damage pattern. Landing on YouTube, but you are very welcome. Sitting on the back porch right now sounds great. Molly, we've got another telecommunicator here in the chat. Appreciate y'all. I understand completely what y'all do. I wouldn't even want to work for Metro. That's too much for me. Again, I'd rather get shot at. Seems simpler. Columbia, Luke, yeah, I'd say, I mean, again, if y'all want to go to sleep, knock yourself out. I'm definitely not telling y'all not to. We're just not quite past the point of good now, because we're just kind of now getting started. Addy, kind of same answer there. So the heavier stuff's going to be coming up here soon. Kind of show y'all. So this is a couple steps back in time, and then you can kind of see the direction this is moving. So this is all kind of swinging down this direction. So we've still got all of the heavier stuff yet to go. So we're not quite there yet. Like I said, we're just now barely getting started. But yes, as Nicole was pointing out from YouTube, lightning is dying down a little bit because it's nowhere near as heavy as it was here off Centerville Char Northwest around Santa Fe, Williamson County. John, you are very welcome, brother. Glad you were able to join us. Luke, yeah, definitely. Remember the Mayfield, Kentucky tornado well. I think we were streaming that night as well when all that was going on, or that day. It was a really high-end day that we knew was going to be bad a couple days out. And I'd definitely say that having that healthy fear of storms is a very valid response to all that. Absolutely. Isabel, not quite yet, and I keep repeating myself on this one because I'm not trying to keep y'all up or make y'all freaked out or anything like that. That's definitely not the purpose. We're just now kind of getting into the meat and potatoes of the storm, but are things looking as severe as they were, like we were talking about with the north of I-40 thing? No, not at all. So, whereas we're not quite good yet, we're also not bad either. So, if that makes sense. Victoria, the humidity should go away sometimes around November, maybe December. Maybe not at all. You just never know in Tennessee. Destiny and Winchester, still kind of same traffic for you there. It's just kind of now getting to you over here in that area, so still got a little bit to go. But by the time it gets there, I imagine it should pretty much have lost all of, if not its punch. All right, so got some something to pass on now. So let's go ahead and get that. Murray County flash flood warning. So Lewis, Murray, Perry until 1:45 a.m., 10:43 p.m. So just a couple minutes ago, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Rainfall amounts of 1 to 3 inches are possible in the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Radar indicated. So, again, going up on the page, let's grab a screenshot here for my visual peeps. So that is going up there now. Let me turn that off too, so it's not just waylaying y'all. So flash flood warning, which means flash flood is occurring or is indicated by radar. And that is on the page now. So go ahead and update that on our crawler since we do now have a product in effect for us. All right, so now that is scrolling there at the bottom of the screen. So the warnings always take precedent over the watches. So that's up. Tracy saying another post about Hensley Drive 48 currently blocked by police where WKRN was reporting a possible tornado touchdown. So that sounds about right. Don't see any damage reports popping up there yet, but I'm sure they'll get those in soon. And once they hit, I'll try to get those passed along to you all. All right. Yep, for y'all that are seeing the lightning, it's definitely going to be getting brighter as it gets closer, but it does look like it is getting lesser as we go, so, or less frequent, however you want to put that. Yep, big thunder all over the place. Yep, Shell, y'all are right there, kind of in the middle of it, and actually picking up possibility of a hail icon showing up there right around where y'all are at near 50 in the Trace, Duck River, so I can believe it. Let me open my curtains here and see. All right. Yep, good light show off to my northwest, so yeah, lots of that rolling deep thunder for sure, Jada. Susie rotations are still looking pretty good. No concerns at the moment. Don't have any warnings or anything, so see kind of the leading edge of like where the wind may be coming in Spring Hill right now. So Spring Hill, let me know if you're seeing any of that gustiness coming through with this. But overall, yeah, not really anything overly concerning as far as the wind goes. So no warnings on it. No tornado warnings. Not seeing any damage being reported into us or the local authorities or anything. So posts, yeah, we already got that one posted. Yeah, we'll save it anyway. Again, just because these are a little easier to read, I think. So here is that graphic on the flash flood warning. So again, remember, watch means you should watch out for it. Conditions are favorable. Warning means it's happening right now. So until 1:45 a.m. Central Daylight Time tomorrow. If you're in that area, make sure that you're not in any low-lying areas and definitely avoid walking or driving through flood waters. There's no way you can know the depth. And then again, the road may not be there if it's moving quick enough or moving enough volume of water. It can wash the road away in an instant. So definitely be careful there, especially if you're out driving or if you live in one of those low-lying or high-water areas. Yeah, this July, weather-wise, Rebecca, has been weird for sure. Definitely not run-of-the-mill. Yep, Drew, you were right about the hail. Luckily, so far, it's not really looking like anything widespread or anything super duper that's showing up here on the radar. So let's look at our hail algorithm by itself here. Let me turn the counties off. So yeah, not really even showing any just super duper possibilities of hail. They're just showing some real isolated pockets of some maybe could be hail right there around Duck River. So good news far as that goes. Wind picking up in Santa Fe, says Christy. Good to know. Appreciate that. All right. Loud in Spring Hill. I can believe that. Jesse and everything looks pretty good in Spring Hill. Y'all may be seeing some of those heavier gusts come up, as I was just saying a second ago. But as far as like rotation or anything, not seeing anything overly concerning there. It's maybe a little bit of broad rotation right through here, but only about a couple of teens, so 15 miles an hour, 16 miles an hour towards and away. So not anything overly concerning there. We would see those colors become a lot more like hot spot and bright. Yeah, unfortunately, Susie, I've got trees all around my house, especially one big one that's about 20 feet away from me in the studio. So if y'all hear wood crunching and running, I'll be right with you as soon as I can. Hopefully we won't have to burn that bridge tonight. Yep. B pointed out something good there. It's we're in an El Nino, so it's part of like the Pacific warming and cooling trends, and it can definitely have an impact on our weather here, you know, on the other side of the world, and maybe still even going into this winter, spring. So we'll see. But yeah, that is a great point. Gold star for B. Yeah, no, not really overly concerned about Warren County. Is technically outside of our coverage area there, Victoria on YouTube, but nothing really concerning either at the same time. Yeah, it's definitely been a lot wetter this summer for sure, Susie. We've gotten a lot more weather than we normally do, and a lot more weird stuff like those left moving supercells and cells we had swirling around that low pressure system a week or two ago. Laura says wind's picking up a lot on industrial. Can't believe that. So let's go over here and look. Yep, so that leading edge right there is just about 2 y'all on industrial right there at 43 and 7. So yeah, I can believe that. Again, all still under severe limits right now, but breeze is going to be picking up. Yep, definitely nothing like it was last year, Britt. We usually have crazy springs around here, but the last couple that we've had in a row were the exception and not the rule. So 2024 and 5 were both pretty wild. Rebecca's just kind of just depends on how it goes. So Rebecca was asking, does an odd summer mean tornado season won't happen later this year? For my transplants, or my folks that did not know, yes, we do have 2 tornado seasons here. One during the traditional springtime, and then another one that can run from, you know, like October to December-ish or so. And sometimes it can connect all the way through. I mean, I've seen tornadoes around Christmas and New Year's in this part of Middle Tennessee, and sometimes it just almost runs right into February, March, and the spring season of the next year. Man, I'm going to butcher that name. Thial. I have no idea, man. Sorry about that. From Santa Fe, getting hit hard right now, they said. Strong winds, heavy rain, lots of lightning. Yep, I can definitely believe that. Let's see. So yeah, showing up some decent 25, 30 mile an hour wind gusts there around Santa Fe. So just depending on air elevation, that can definitely be more than that as well too. Jada and Hohenwald, y'all still got a bit more to go. Still, again, if you want to go to sleep, do. Not telling y'all to stay up by any means, but y'all do still have some more additional heavier rain to come through. Possibly this second stripe. It's kind of developing back here towards Louisville as well too, because it's all kind of moving to that south-southeast direction. Hey, 11-year-old Jake on YouTube. Where you at, buddy? Let me know your location. Not like your address or anything, just like what city you're in. I was wondering if there's anything to worry about tonight. I would say no, not really anything to worry about per se. Just make sure you stay aware. Tiffany, it should be out of Spring Hill probably between about 2 and 4 a.m. It's kind of a wide window there, I know, but it's just going to depend on if anything kind of bubbles in or fills it behind it, like what we see right here back towards West Tennessee and there along the 40 corridor. Joel on YouTube's on 65 right after 840. Definitely wild that direction. Yeah, so right around here in this area, pretty good lightning, still in some pretty heavy rain. So definitely watch out for the water ponding or anybody that's stopped in the middle of the road, which is not a good idea, folks. So keep an eye on that, Joel. Dana, La Nina, El Nino is primarily a Pacific thing. So Mandan, Spring Hill, Williamson County, y'all are still kind of right in the middle of it right now, but it should be tapering off for you within about the next hour or two. Andrew on YouTube, South Columbia near Culleoka, just getting started for you. So it's going to be picking up here in the last little bit. And looking at that, I am seeing the lightning pick up a little bit here. Like, God, whatever that is, it's got just about like a dozen strikes right on top of each other. Webb Hollow Road, Leatherwood Road, just over the Murray County line. So seeing the pink pick up back up here and see the lightning kind of starting to fill back in. So this may be kind of trying to pulse back up a little bit. So Columbia, most of Murray County, got a heavier section of the line coming through. Looks like, the pink looks like it's getting a little bit more filled in here. See the lightning just reset there, so still got lots of lightning between Columbia and Western Murray County or so. Santa Fe, Mount Pleasant, it should be headed your way here in about. I mean, it's picking up now, but it should be picked up pretty good within the next 30 minutes or so. Yeah, Wicked Lightning definitely seems to be the going thing for sure. Brendan on YouTube's got heavy rain in Spring Hill. Yeah, that definitely tracks. Yeah, March 2025 in West Tennessee was definitely insane. But 24, when we had the EF3 here, was pretty wild. That spring, I think, was a little bit bumpier overall. But yeah, more widespread in 25 for sure. Listen, nope. Columbia's sitting here center of the screen still. We've still got this to go, so it's still going to pick up a little bit more from this. So keeping an eye on the wind. I'm not really seeing anything concerning, but that heavier section of wind is coming into Columbia right now. Looks like crossing Bear Creek Pike, Highway 5043 corridor there as we go. So it is coming into Columbia as we speak. Right now, I'm not measuring much here on my station, so it'll be picking up, I imagine, probably here in just a minute. Dustin wants to know how strong it winds. Let's see. Let me mark some of these for y'all so y'all can see them as well. So down here, Mount Pleasant, picking up some 30-mile-an-hour gusts, leading edge along here about the same. So that's when it says the minus, this is 30 away from the radar site, and then 30 towards the radar site is all the positive numbers. So let's go in and mark some of these locations, show you where the wind is actually kind of coming to at the moment. So this is going to be US 43 bypass, 412's going to be Hampshire Pike right here. So you can kind of see there's the split there, like right around the schools and Whitthorne and everything. 43 going down to Mount Pleasant here. So 31 Nashville Highway there in the middle. And that's roughly kind of like where the wind is right now. So it's moving this direction. So kind of to the south, southeast. So Central Columbia, you should start to be seeing that here soon. Downtown area, Reservoir Hill, Iron Bridge. And then again, going back down to 50 East James Cone Boulevard, right around there. So that is our landmarks as far as that goes. Not seeing any of the hail signatures there, so that's good news. Just lots of lightning, lots of heavy rain. Yep, Neon Butterfly. I was just talking about that. Says I just drove 65 north of Franklin. Had hydroplaning issues closer to Franklin. Heavy rain. Folks slowing down. So yeah, that's what you definitely want to be careful of with the hydroplaning and folks just deciding to like stop in the middle of the road sometimes. All right. Marissa, no. So Muletown is just the nickname for Columbia here. So that's what we're talking about. But yes, parts of it are similar to Egypt. Mainly once you get outside this little circle right here, or Spring Hill or Mount Pleasant. All right. All right, this is that point where I'm going to poke my head out here in a second because it's just about getting to my location as well. So if y'all hear me reference my location, I'm that little plus sign right there just to the southwest of Columbia. So I'm going to go and get me some eyeballs of it, and I'll be right back with y'all.
Flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Murfreesboro, Franklin, Woodbury, Smyrna, Brentwood, La Vernie, Spring Hill, Nolensville, Thompson Station, Walter Hill.
And of course, as soon as I say no hail, we have a hail marker pop up right there. Possibly it's a little over 1/4 inch hail right there between Carter's Creek Pike and Beechcroft, so south of Spring Hill and Theta, but it's not showing up as a really strong return. So there's that.
Do not drive on flooded roads. The National Weather Service in Nashville has issued a flash flood warning for Lewis County in Middle Tennessee, Maury County in Middle Tennessee, Perry County in Middle Tennessee, until 1:45 a.m. Central Daylight Time. At 10:43 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Rainfall amounts of 1 to 3 inches are possible in the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Hazard, flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Source, radar. Impact, flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Columbia, Hohenwald, Linden, Spring Hill, Mount Pleasant, Lobelville, Gordonsburg, Hampshire, Humans, Williamsport, Santa Fe, Colioca, Flatwoods, I-65 east of Columbia, and Mousedale Landing State Park. Turn around. Don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Be aware of your surroundings and do not drive on flooded roads. In Nashville at 10 p.m.
All right, sports fans, I'm back. So let's pause that at live. So, yep, picking up a little bit. We see the pink's becoming more pink here and a little bit more concentrated in the center of Murray County. Hail size low. Again, this is probably not hail. This is probably just it picking up a really heavy pocket of heavy rain, and then the radar wants to make it hail. But if there is any fall in, it looks like it's right there around Harlan Road, Highway 31, that section of Northern Columbia, Shenandoah Drive, Bluegrass Drive, Lookout Drives right there across Nashville Highway, Mill Creek area. But again, not showing up as even a 10% risk there, so we'll say that's probably going to be heavy rain. But main thing again, flash flood warning in effect for Murray County until 1, I think it said 1:45 a.m. Excuse me, and then Storm Prediction Center has us under a severe thunderstorm watch until midnight. See if we get any more counties that have been trimmed on that. Doesn't look like a whole lot, if any. Hey, but we have a new mesoscale discussion out. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. See what this says. It's like it was just, not just issued. Sorry, it was like an hour ago. My fault, y'all. Potential for more organized severe weather appears to be diminishing. That's good. Spread occurrence of damaging winds will remain possible. Yep, that's what we were kind of looking at. Latest objective analysis indicates present of moderately unstable air mass, poor to low mid-level lapse rates, or tempering updraft vigor. Yep, can agree. Locally intense downdrafts remain capable of sporadic damaging winds over the next couple of hours. However, potential for organized severe weather is diminishing. Outstanding. So, post that info on the page for my visual folks or those so inclined. Lightning's still going good, though. You can kind of see it starting to surround me down there on my little plus mark, so. All right, so that mesoscale discussion is posted to the page, folks. Oh, come on. Radar scope's got a really annoying bug in it right now when you try to copy the text out of the warnings and watches and stuff. Emailed their tech support back on it, but their bug team hasn't gotten back with me yet. Apparently they're still working on a fix. It's kind of annoying when you're in a hurry trying to post this stuff. All right, and updating the text now on that mesoscale discussion. Again, for my visual folks, that's on the page. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. Pull the graphic off the mesoscale discussion, get it loaded in here to the broadcast software. So, yeah, this is, well, hold on. There we go. This is what I was talking about. So, mesoscale discussion number 1706. Wind, looking at some areas greater than 60 miles an hour, but overall, severe threat diminishing, but sporadic damaging wind gusts remain possible through basically midnight. So that's the area we're looking at. You see kind of Murray County is right there in the kind of the Ruffalo center of that image. It's hard to see if you don't know where we are on a map, but right there kind of in the middle of that blue circle, and that's the mesoscale discussion area. So other than that, again, not really anything too concerning, folks. I'm going to give this probably a couple of more minutes, and I am going to have to retire myself because I got that full-time job that will be calling early tomorrow. But again, right now, nothing overly concerning that I'm seeing. So if you want to go to bed, by all means do. Just make sure, again, like we always say, that you've got one of those ways to get your watches, warnings, advisories that's capable of waking you up. Isabel, I don't know, actually. Let's see if Columbia is reporting any power outages. I've got them here somewhere bookmarked. Let's have a look-see. So yeah, not showing anybody out right now. Why is CPWS's map not pulling up? Come on, meow. There we go. So yeah, not really showing any confirmed outages right now, so that is a good thing. So CPWS looks like everything is pretty clean there. I'll keep that tab open though, just in case something changes. All right, let's see. Going through the comments again. I got behind for a second once I got up. Marissa wants to know, what is a boppy? Boppy is my mom's stage name. It's what the grandkids named her. Neither one of us go by our real names on here because honestly, we don't want anybody to recognize us. Never wanted to be like famous or anything like that. So that is why I go by Captain. Has a funny story behind it. And then Boppy is just what the grandkids named her. Lexia, right, no tornado watch, correct. We're just under the severe thunderstorm watch here for about another 45 minutes or so, unless it gets canceled. Destiny, you are very welcome. We're just glad to be here. Labor of love for us. Love doing this stuff, so why we do it. Tara thinks I heard a tiny bit of hail in Neapolis. That wouldn't surprise me there, because that's kind of where we were seeing that potential hail marker show up. Susie, so great question. What exactly is a mesoscale discussion? So it's basically just like a little update on the watches. So let's go to screen share real quick. So mesoscale discussion. Let's there we go. So this is where the mesoscale discussions come from. So Storm Prediction Center's main website. These are the active watches that are going on right now, and then mesoscale discussions. That is it. It's basically just like an update or like a little note, I guess, whatever you want to call it, on whichever watch. So they usually be concerning a watch. So as we see right there, Severe Thunderstorm Watch 510 is the specific one there. It gives you kind of like your probabilities for the storms, kind of like low end, high end. Here we say some winds possibly greater than 60 miles an hour. Hold on, looks like we got another warning coming out. All right, so Hardin County, so that one's actually not us, so I won't bother y'all with that one. And it'll go through and give information on it. So this is all the things that y'all end up seeing. I just translate it from weather speak. So usually if it's like before a watch happens, it'll say, a chance of watch issuance 10%, 50%, 80%, whatever. Potential for organized severe weather appears to be diminishing, blah, 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 blah. And then it goes into a little bit more detail here in the discussion, saying why they think that, kind of showing their work, basically. So that is what a mesoscale discussion is. It's usually in reference to an area where they're about to issue a watch or from a watch that's already been issued. Brooke, yep, not really any tornado weather in Murray County right now, just lots of heavy rain and lots of lightning, as you can see in our area there. So, yep, Alyssa, definitely hoping boyfriend doesn't have to get out either on the CPWS things. Know about those being on call in the middle of storms like this or having to go check alarms going off in the middle of the night. That always stinks. Danny from YouTube, best live lightning tracker app. Most of the ones that are really good require a subscription or something like that. So I use WeatherBug mainly just because it has Apple Watch faces, and that's usually the only device I've always got on me 24/7. So when it gets criteria trips, I usually leave it as 10 miles. So if there's a lightning strike within 10 miles of me, it kind of dings me and lets me know. Purple area up towards Nashville. I'm assuming we're talking about the Pepto-Bismol. That's the watch counties, I'm assuming, or unless you're talking about just like the radar where it's not returning, it'll sometimes show up as like a purple color where it's basically goes, oh, I don't know what this is. So turn that off for just a second. So that may have been what you were talking about. Not sure. Yep, weather-wise is also a good one. But yeah, right now, folks, not much going on other than some heavy rain. So I say if you want to go to bed, by all means, do it. Just keep an eye. Again, if you live in one of those low-lying areas where water flooding may be an issue, keep an eye on that. But just based on seeing everything here at the moment, don't really see anything concerning at all as far as the wind goes right now. Still hovering about the same like as we were, gusts of about 20-30 miles an hour. If it was much more than that, NWS probably would have issued us a special weather statement, and they have not done that yet. So yeah, definitely coming down heavy on the rain. And again, for folks just joining us or don't know how to read the radar, that's basically what all this is saying. It's just a big elaborate game of Marco Polo. The radar yells out Marco, and these over here on the scale are your polos. The blues, greens, light rain, the reds, yellows, a little bit more medium rain. Once you start getting into the deeper reds, pinks, purples, that's always going to be heavy rain or possibly even some small hail. So just kind of as you go up the scale, there is how hard it's raining. And that's what all of this magic eye looking stuff means. Should be getting calm, probably within the next couple of hours. It's going to depend on how this comes through, but right now it's looking like this is probably going to be it. The models were thinking it could come in as a little bit more spotty or kind of sporadic, scattered cells, but it's looking like it's... Hey, wind picked up here finally. Looking like it's staying more calm and kind of all together in that one congealed cell, so... Looks like they reissue. Yep, so they looks like reissued the flash flood warning for Kenner and Rutherford Williamson. So the one up here to our north. Reissued about 10 minutes ago, and it's running until 2:45 a.m. So could see the same with our flash flood warning here, because it looks like it goes through 1:45 right now unless it gets extended. So I'll keep it scrolling down there on the bottom. Yeah, definitely some good lightning out of there. Lots of good concentration of lightning there on the north side of Columbia too, right around Highway 7, 43 split, industrial park area around there. And then again, a little bit more, another pretty good cluster out here towards Monsanto, Hicks Lane, Williamsport Pike, Brown Hollow Road. And picking up around Culleoka too. It looks like the heavier portion of rain in Murray County right now is right around there, around Hayes Denton, Culleoka area, Morsel Pike, around that vicinity. So, but all in all, not too bad right now. And throw the radar back in motion real quick and turn the SPC counties on and make sure they're not trimming any more off on me here. Looks, I imagine they'll probably start trimming these northern counties here pretty soon though. So getting about that time to probably call it a night, because on top of all this fun stuff, I'm also Mr. Momming it tonight. So trying not to turn into a pumpkin here. Yet nothing concerning as far as the wind's looking here on velocity mode. It's picked up a little bit in Sunnyside here in the last couple of minutes, but again, nothing major. I'm only showing gusts of about 15 to 20 miles an hour, so nothing too bad all in all. Santa Fe, you should be start to clear off here in just a moment. Spring Hill, you probably got about an hour, 30 minutes or so, 30 minutes to an hour, sorry, left. Centerville, you should be cleared off or almost there. Dixon, same way, so... So yeah, not too bad all and all. Yeah, definitely lots of lightning around Murray County at the moment. And see, just updated there, getting more around my neck of the woods. Albert Matthews Road, Hawks Ridge Road, around Claremont. So pretty much in my backyard. All right, y'all. So yeah, I think that's going to be about it for me. So again, no warnings other in our area other than the Seoul severe thunderstorm warning here in West Tennessee and Hardin County, and just the flash flood warnings for us. So I'm gonna keep watching things for a bit here for a while, but other than that, yeah, I'm pretty not really impressed with it. Don't see much of anything popping up after the main line. Molly, I was about to say that as soon as you asked that question. I'm gonna look and see the 03 Zulu HRRR model. Looks like it's done running, and yeah, still holding about the same, closer to maybe 12 to 1 now. So it's backed off of the later time frame a little bit, and it shows us mostly clear by about 1 to 2. So don't think there will be anything behind the line. If it is, it looks like it's going to be closer to daylight, 10 a.m. or so, if there is anything that happens to rebuild in the heat tomorrow. So that being said, normally what I do for my folks who are unfamiliar or not, maybe it's your first stream, normally I'll throw the radar in motion just like this, so you can kind of make sure that your stuff's not frozen and you're still alive, and then I'll throw in the NOAA audio in the background like so. That way, if you don't have a weather radio, you can still at least get the audio from it, so if there is something issued, you'll still hear the tones go off and all that fun stuff. But other than that, folks, I think I'm gonna head out. It's gonna come early tomorrow, so I'll be here for a while monitoring still, and I'll try to keep an eye on the chat and the comments and stuff from my phone. But other than that, y'all, have a good night. Like I said, go to bed. Just make sure if there is some random crazy rogue cell that comes through that gets a warning issued, that you've got to wait to wake up, and keep an eye on those low-lying water areas. And I will see y'all later.
Bedford, Kenham, Cheatham, Clay, Coffee, Cumberland, Davidson, DeKalb, Dixon, Fenchurch, Giles, Hickman, Humphreys, Jackson, Lawrence, Lewis, Macon, Marshall, Morey, Overton, Perry, Pickett, Putnam, Rutherford, Smith, Sumner, Southdale, Van Buren, Warren, Wayne, White, Williamson, and Wilson. When, from 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening through Wednesday morning. Impacts. Excessive runoff may result in flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations. Additional details. Thunderstorms with locally torrential downpours will develop across Middle Tennessee this evening, producing rainfall totals greater than http://www.weather.gov/. You should monitor later forecasts and be alert for possible flood warnings. Those living in areas prone to flooding should be prepared to take action should flooding develop. The National Weather Service in Nashville has extended the flash flood warning for Cannon County in Middle Tennessee, Rutherford County in Middle Tennessee, Williamson County in Middle Tennessee, until 2:45 a.m. Central Daylight Time. At 11:09 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Between 1 and 3.5 inches of rain have fallen. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Hazard: flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Source: radar. Impact: flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Murfreesboro, Franklin, Woodbury, Smyrna, Brentwood, La Vergne, Spring Hill, Nolensville, Thompson Station, Walter Hill, Fairview, Eagleville, Auburntown, Rockvale, Triune, Christiana, Fosterville, Las Gases, Milton, and Nattyville. Turn around. Don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Be aware of your surroundings and do not drive on flooded roads. The National Weather Service in Nashville has issued a flash flood warning for Lewis County in Middle Tennessee, Maury County in Middle Tennessee, Perry County in Middle Tennessee, until 1:45 a.m. Central Daylight Time. At 10:43 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Rainfall amounts of 1 to 3 inches are possible in the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Hazard: flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Source: radar. Impact: flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Columbia, Cornwall, Linden, Spring Hill, Mount Pleasant, Lowellville, Gordonsburg, Hampshire, Cummins, Williamsport, Santa Fe, Colioca, Flatwoods, I-65 east of Columbia, and Mousedale Landing State Park. Turn around. Don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Be aware of your surroundings and do not drive on flooded roads. You're listening to NOAA Weather Radio, All Hazards, the voice of the National Weather Service. This is Station WF 84, located in Lawrence County. The broadcast originates from the National Weather Service office near Nashville. In Nashville at 11 p.m. Light rain, the temperature was 74 degrees, dew point was 71, and the relative humidity was 91%. Winds were southwest at 9 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.92 inches and steady. Around Middle Tennessee. Clarksville, partly cloudy, 80. Crossville, partly cloudy, 76. Columbia Mount Pleasant, cloudy, 82. Dixon, cloudy, 75. Fayetteville, clear, 81. Gallatin, mostly cloudy, 75. Lawrenceburg, mostly cloudy, 81. Lebanon, mostly cloudy, 75. Lewisburg, cloudy, 79. Livingston, partly cloudy, 77. McMinnville, cloudy, 75. Murfreesboro, mostly cloudy, 73. Portland, mostly cloudy, 75. At Pulaski, temperature 81 degrees. Rockwood, clear, 75. Shelbyville, cloudy, 75. Smyrna, mostly cloudy, 74. Cookeville, Sparta, partly cloudy, 77. Springfield, cloudy, 75. Tullahoma, mostly cloudy, 77. Winchester, mostly cloudy, 82. Elsewhere in Tennessee, Chattanooga, cloudy, 84. Jackson, mostly cloudy, 80. Knoxville, cloudy, 80. Memphis, cloudy, 87. Oak Ridge, cloudy, 78. Tri-Cities, cloudy, 76. Across the region, Louisville, partly cloudy, 78. Huntsville, cloudy, 81. Paducah, partly cloudy, 81. Birmingham, partly cloudy, 81. Atlanta, mostly cloudy, 80. Again, conditions at Nashville, light rain, 74 degrees. Here is the forecast for Lawrenceburg, Collinwood, Colioca, Cornwall, and surrounding areas. Flood watch remains in effect from 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening through Wednesday morning. Severe thunderstorm watch 510 in effect until midnight Central Daylight Time tonight. Overnight, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers. A chance of thunderstorms. Patchy fog. Some thunderstorms may be severe with damaging winds, large hail, and heavy rainfall late this evening. Some thunderstorms may produce heavy rainfall. Lows in the lower 70s. South winds around 5 miles per hour. Chance of rain 50%. Wednesday, patchy fog in the morning. Partly sunny with a slight chance of showers. A slight chance of thunderstorms. Some thunderstorms may produce heavy rainfall in the morning. Highs in the upper 80s. Southwest winds around 5 miles per hour, becoming north in the afternoon. Chance of rain 20%. Wednesday night, partly cloudy in the evening, then becoming mostly cloudy. Lows in the mid-60s. Northeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour with gusts up to 20 miles per hour. Thursday, mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-80s. Northeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday night, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the mid-60s. Northeast winds around 5 miles per hour. Friday, partly sunny. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the morning, then a chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Highs in the upper 80s. Chance of rain 40%. Friday night, mostly cloudy. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the evening, then a chance of showers and thunderstorms after midnight. Lows around 70. Chance of rain 40%. Saturday, partly sunny with a chance of thunderstorms. A chance of showers. Highs in the upper 80s. Chance of rain 50%. Saturday night, partly cloudy in the evening, then clearing. A slight chance of thunderstorms in the evening. A slight chance of showers. Lows in the lower 70s. Chance of rain 20%. Sunday, mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 90s. Sunday night, mostly clear. Lows in the mid-70s. Monday, sunny, hot with highs in the mid-90s. Heat index values up to 105. Monday night, mostly clear. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the evening. Severe thunderstorm watch number 510 has been canceled for the following county: Williamson, Tennessee. Here is the forecast for Lawrenceburg, Collinwood, Colioca. Severe thunderstorm watch number 510 has been allowed to expire for the following counties in Tennessee: Giles, Lawrence, Lewis, Marshall, Maury, and Wayne. Here is the forecast for Lawrenceburg, Collinwood, Colioca, Cornwall, and surrounding areas. Flood watch remains in effect from 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening through Wednesday morning. Severe thunderstorm watch 510 in effect until midnight Central Daylight Time tonight. Overnight, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers. A chance of thunderstorms. Patchy fog. Some thunderstorms may be severe with damaging winds, large hail, and heavy rainfall late this evening. Some thunderstorms may produce heavy rainfall. Lows in the lower 70s. South winds around 5 miles per hour. Chance of rain 50%. Wednesday, patchy fog in the morning. Partly sunny with a slight chance of showers. A slight chance of thunderstorms. Some thunderstorms may produce heavy rainfall in the morning. Highs in the upper 80s. Southwest winds around 5 miles per hour, becoming north in the afternoon. Chance of rain 20%. Wednesday night, partly cloudy in the evening, then becoming mostly cloudy. Lows in the mid-60s. Northeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour with gusts up to 20 miles per hour. Thursday, mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-80s. Northeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday night, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the mid-60s. Northeast winds around 5 miles per hour. Friday, partly sunny. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the morning, then a chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Highs in the upper 80s. Chance of rain 40%. Friday night, mostly cloudy. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the evening, then a chance of showers and thunderstorms after midnight. Lows around 70. Chance of rain 40%. Saturday, partly sunny with a chance of thunderstorms. A chance of showers. Highs in the upper 80s. Chance of rain 50%. Saturday night, partly cloudy in the evening, then clearing. A slight chance of thunderstorms in the evening. A slight chance of showers. Lows in the lower 70s. Chance of rain 20%. Sunday, mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 90s. Sunday night, mostly clear. Lows in the mid-70s. Monday, sunny, hot with highs in the mid-90s. Heat index values up to 105. Monday night, mostly clear. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the evening. Lows in the mid-70s. Chance of rain 20%. Tuesday, sunny. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Hot with highs in the mid-90s. Chance of rain 20%. Severe thunderstorm watch number 510 remains in effect until midnight Central Daylight Time Wednesday, and now includes the following counties: in Tennessee, Giles, Lawrence, Lewis, Marshall, Maury, and Wayne. Remember, a severe thunderstorm watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including large hail and damaging winds, in and close to the watch area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA Weather Radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information. Severe thunderstorm watch number 510 has been canceled for the following county: Williamson, Tennessee. Severe thunderstorm watch number 510 has been allowed to expire for the following counties: in Tennessee, Giles, Lawrence, Lewis, Marshall, Maury, and Wayne. What? Flooding caused by excessive rainfall continues to be possible. Where? A portion of Middle Tennessee, including the following counties: Bedford, Kenham, Cheatham, Clay, Coffee, Cumberland, Davidson, DeKalb, Dixon, Fentress, Giles, Hickman, Humphreys, Jackson, Lawrence, Lewis, Macon, Marshall, Maury, Overton, Perry, Pickett, Putnam, Rutherford, Smith, Sumner, Trousdale, Van Buren, Warren, Wayne, White, Williamson, and Wilson. When? From 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening through Wednesday morning. Impacts: excessive runoff may result in flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations. Additional details: thunderstorms with locally torrential downpours will develop across Middle Tennessee this evening, producing rainfall totals greater than 2 inches, which could cause flash flooding. http://www.weather.gov/safety/ flood. You should monitor later forecasts and be alert for possible flood warnings. Those living in areas prone to flooding should be prepared to take action should flooding develop. The National Weather Service in Nashville has extended the flash flood warning for Cannon County in Middle Tennessee, Rutherford County in Middle Tennessee, Williamson County in Middle Tennessee, until 2:45 a.m. Central Daylight Time. At 11:09 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Between 1 and 3.5 inches of rain have fallen. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Hazard: flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Source: radar. Impact: flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Murfreesboro, Franklin, Woodbury, Smyrna, Brentwood, La Vergne, Spring Hill, Lawrenceville, Thompson Station, Walter Hill, Fairview, Eagleville, Auburntown, Rockvale, Triune, Christiana, Fosterville, Las Casas, Milton and Nattyville. Turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Be aware of your surroundings and do not drive on flooded roads. You are listening to NOAA Weather Radio, All Hazards, the voice of the National Weather Service. This is Station WF 84, located in Lawrence County. The broadcast originates from the National Weather Service office near Nashville. The National Weather Service in Nashville has issued a flash flood warning for Lewis County in Middle Tennessee, Maury County in Middle Tennessee, Perry County in Middle Tennessee, until 1:45 a.m. Central Daylight Time. At 10:43 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Rainfall amounts of 1 to 3 inches are possible in the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Hazard: flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Source: radar. Impact: flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets and underpasses, as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Columbia, Hohenwald, Linden, Spring Hill, Mount Pleasant, Lowellville, Gordonsburg, Hampshire, Cummins, Williamsport, Santa Fe, Colioca, Flatwoods, I-65 east of Columbia and Mousedale Landing State Park. Turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Be aware of your surroundings and do not drive on flooded roads. In Nashville at 11 p.m. Light rain, the temperature was 74 degrees, dew point was 71, and the relative humidity was 91%. Winds were southwest at 9 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.92 inches and steady. Around Middle Tennessee. Clarksville, partly cloudy, 80. Crossville, partly cloudy, 76. Columbia Mount Pleasant, cloudy, 82. Dixon, cloudy, 75. Fayetteville, clear, 81. Gallatin, mostly cloudy, 75. Lawrenceburg, mostly cloudy, 81. Lebanon, mostly cloudy, 75. Lewisburg, cloudy, 79. Livingston, partly cloudy, 77. McMinnville, cloudy, 75. Murfreesboro, mostly cloudy, 73. Portland, mostly cloudy, 75. At Pulaski, temperature 81 degrees. Rockwood, clear, 75. Shelbyville, cloudy, 75. Smyrna, mostly cloudy, 74. Cookeville, Sparta, partly cloudy, 77. Springfield, cloudy, 75. Tullahoma, mostly cloudy, 77. Winchester, mostly cloudy, 82. Elsewhere in Tennessee. Chattanooga, cloudy, 84. Jackson, mostly cloudy, 80. Knoxville, cloudy, 80. Memphis, cloudy, 87. Oak Ridge, cloudy, 78. Tri-Cities, cloudy, 76. Across the region, Louisville, partly cloudy, 78. Huntsville, cloudy, 81. Paducah, partly cloudy, 81. Birmingham, partly cloudy, 81. Atlanta, mostly cloudy, 80. Again, conditions at Nashville, light rain, 74 degrees. Here is the forecast for Lawrenceburg, Collingwood, Colioca, Cornwall, and surrounding areas. Flood watch remains in effect from 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening through Wednesday morning. Severe thunderstorm watch 510 in effect until midnight Central Daylight Time tonight. Overnight, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers. A chance of thunderstorms. Patchy fog. Some thunderstorms may be severe with heavy rainfall late this evening. Some thunderstorms may produce heavy rainfall. Lows in the lower 70s. Southwest winds around 5 miles per hour. Chance of rain 50%. Wednesday, patchy fog in the morning. Mostly cloudy with a chance of showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms in the morning, then mostly sunny with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Some thunderstorms may produce heavy rainfall in the morning. Highs in the upper 80s. West winds around 5 miles per hour, becoming north in the afternoon. Chance of rain 30%. Wednesday night, partly cloudy in the evening, then becoming mostly cloudy. Lows in the mid-60s. Northeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour with gusts up to 20 miles per hour. Thursday, mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-80s. Northeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday night, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the mid-60s. Northeast winds around 5 miles per hour. Friday, partly sunny. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the morning, then a chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Highs in the upper 80s. Chance of rain 40%. Friday night, mostly cloudy. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the evening, then a chance of showers and thunderstorms after midnight. Lows around 70. Chance of rain 40%. Saturday, partly sunny with a chance of thunderstorms. A chance of showers. Highs in the upper 80s. Chance of rain 50%. Saturday night, partly cloudy in the evening, then clearing. A slight chance of thunderstorms in the evening. A slight chance of showers. Lows in the lower 70s. Chance of rain 20%. Sunday, mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 90s. Sunday night, mostly clear. Lows in the mid-70s. Monday, sunny, hot with highs in the mid-90s. Heat index values up to 105. Monday night, mostly clear. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the evening. Lows in the mid-70s. Chance of rain 20%. Tuesday, sunny. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Hot with highs in the mid-90s. Chance of rain 20%. Severe thunderstorm watch number 510 remains in effect until midnight Central Daylight Time Wednesday, and now includes the following counties in Tennessee: Giles, Lawrence, Lewis, Marshall, Maury, and Wayne. Remember, a severe thunderstorm watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including large hail and damaging winds, in and close to the watch area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA Weather Radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information. Severe thunderstorm watch number 510 has been allowed to expire for the following counties in Tennessee: Giles, Lawrence, Lewis, Marshall, Maury, and Wayne. What? Flooding caused by excessive rainfall continues to be possible. Where? A portion of Middle Tennessee, including the following counties: Bedford, Kenham, Cheatham, Clay, Coffee, Cumberland, Davidson, DeKalb, Dixon, Fentress, Giles, Hickman, Humphreys, Jackson, Lawrence, Lewis, Macon, Marshall, Maury, Overton, Perry, Pickett, Putnam, Rutherford, Smith, Sumner, Southdale, Van Buren, Warren, Wayne, White, Williamson, and Wilson. When? From 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening through Wednesday morning. Impacts: excessive runoff may result in flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations. Additional details: thunderstorms with locally torrential downpours will develop across Middle Tennessee this evening, producing rainfall totals greater than 2 inches, which could cause flash flooding. http://www.weather.gov/safety/ flood. You should monitor later forecasts and be alert for possible flood warnings. Those living in areas prone to flooding should be prepared to take action should flooding develop. The National Weather Service in Nashville has extended the flash flood warning for Cannon County in Middle Tennessee, Rutherford County in Middle Tennessee, Williamson County in Middle Tennessee, until 2:45 a.m. Central Daylight Time. At 11:09 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Between 1 and 3.5 inches of rain have fallen. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Hazard: flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Source: radar. Impact: flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets and underpasses as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Murfreesboro, Franklin, Woodbury, Smyrna, Brentwood, La Vernie, Spring Hill, Nolensville, Thompson Station, Walter Hill, Fairview, Eagleville, Auburntown, Rockvale, Creun, Christiana, Fosterville, Las Gases, Milton and Nattyville. Turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Be aware of your surroundings and do not drive on flooded roads. The National Weather Service in Nashville has issued a flash flood warning for Lewis County in Middle Tennessee, Maury County in Middle Tennessee, Perry County in Middle Tennessee, until 1:45 a.m. Central Daylight Time. At 10:43 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Rainfall amounts of 1 to 3 inches are possible in the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Hazard: flash flooding caused by thunderstorms. Source: radar. Impact: flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets and underpasses as well as other poor drainage and low-lying areas. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Columbia, Hohenwald, Linden, Spring Hill, Mount Pleasant, Lowellville, Gordonsburg, Hampshire, Humans, Williamsport, Santa Fe, Colioca, Flatwoods, I-65 east of Columbia and Mousedale Landing State Park. Turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Be aware of your surroundings and do not drive on flooded roads. In Nashville at 11 p.m. Light rain, the temperature was 74 degrees, dew point was 71, and the relative humidity was 91%. Winds were southwest at 9 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.92 inches and steady. Around Middle Tennessee. Clarksville, partly cloudy, 80. Crossville, partly cloudy, 76. Columbia Mount Pleasant, cloudy, 82. Dixon, cloudy, 75. Fayetteville, clear, 81. Gallatin, mostly cloudy, 75. Lawrenceburg, mostly cloudy, 81. Lebanon, mostly cloudy, 75. Lewisburg, cloudy, 79. Livingston, partly cloudy, 77. McMinnville, cloudy, 75. Murfreesboro, mostly cloudy, 73. Portland, mostly cloudy, 75. At Pulaski, temperature 81 degrees. Rockwood, clear, 75. Shelbyville, cloudy, 75. Smyrna, mostly cloudy, 74. Cookeville, Sparta, partly cloudy, 77. Springfield, cloudy, 75. Tullahoma, mostly cloudy, 77. Winchester, mostly cloudy, 82. Elsewhere in Tennessee. Chattanooga, cloudy, 84. Jackson, mostly cloudy, 80. Knoxville, cloudy, 80. Memphis, cloudy, 87. Oak Ridge, cloudy, 78. Tri-Cities, cloudy, 76. Across the region. Louisville, partly cloudy, 78. Huntsville, cloudy, 81. Paducah, partly cloudy, 81. Birmingham, partly cloudy, 81. Atlanta, mostly cloudy, 80. Again, conditions at Nashville, light rain, 74 degrees. Here is the forecast for Lawrenceburg, Collinwood, Colioca, Hohenwald, and surrounding areas. Flood watch remains in effect from 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening through Wednesday morning. Severe thunderstorm watch 510 in effect until midnight Central Daylight Time tonight. Overnight, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers. A chance of thunderstorms. Patchy fog. Some thunderstorms may be severe with heavy rainfall late this evening. Some thunderstorms may produce heavy rainfall. Lows in the lower 70s. Southwest winds around 5 miles per hour. Chance of rain 50%. Wednesday, patchy fog in the morning. Mostly cloudy with a chance of showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms in the morning, then mostly sunny with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Some thunderstorms may produce heavy rainfall in the morning. Highs in the upper 80s. West winds around 5 miles per hour, becoming north in the afternoon. Chance of rain 30%. Wednesday night, partly cloudy in the evening, then becoming mostly cloudy. Lows in the mid-60s. Northeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour with gusts up to 20 miles per hour. Thursday, mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-80s. Northeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday night, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the mid-60s. Northeast winds around 5 miles per hour. Friday, partly sunny. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the morning, then a chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Highs in the upper 80s. The National Weather Service in Nashville has issued a flash flood warning for Central Maury County until 3 a.m. Central Daylight Time. At 11:55 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Between 1 and 3 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts up to 1 inch are possible in the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Hazard, life-threatening flash flooding. Thunderstorms producing flash flooding. Source, radar. Impact, life-threatening flash flooding of creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses. Some locations that will experience flash flooding include Columbia and Mount Pleasant. Turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Be especially cautious at night when it is harder to recognize the dangers of flooding. The National Weather Service in Nashville has issued a flash flood warning for Central Maury County in Middle Tennessee.
All right, folks, as you probably just heard there, a considerable severe the considerable flash flood warning was just issued for Central Maury County, including the city of Columbia. So it's going to be the box here with the thicker borders. So it was issued just a couple minutes ago until 3 a.m., 11:55 p.m. Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Between 1 and 3 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts up to 1 inch are possible in the area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Life-threatening flash flooding of creeks, streams, urban areas, highways, and underpasses. Remember, turn around, don't drown. Be especially cautious at night when it is harder to recognize the dangers of flooding. So, as you see on the rest of this, turn off the radar real quick. The severe thunderstorm watch counties are getting all trimmed down, so Murray is the last one in it. I don't expect that we'll see anything additional on this, so just be very, very careful, very watchful if you're in this smaller flash flood warning here, because it is that level kind of 2 out of 3 of the flash flooding. So keep an eye on that. But other than that, folks, I'm going to go ahead and drop off the stream here. It's going to be pretty much just rain from here on out, but it looks like it's going to be here still for a while, but I don't see any severe warnings being issued other than that. So again, appreciate y'all joining us. Thanks for staying with us throughout this long on the stream, and keep an eye on the flooding, and we'll see you all later.